Hello. I'm back. Yeah, yesterday we didn't do much. I just farming for hard mode. Just farming for get hard mode item. Today I will maybe try to fight a boss. But to be honest, I have no hope. I at least get a win first, so yeah. Maybe try to get a win. I mean besides it wing, the fairy wing. 99 oh, I just tried to kill Golem and hope that he drop from there. Yeah. But right now just doing some stuff. Ugh, hell yeah! Oh, I just farming today. Maybe kill bosses. Getting a new summon weapon is so nice now. Even though Zithing doesn't do that much damage anyway. Uh, Zithing probably good for single target? Yeah, maybe. I feel like right now summoning is like the worst class in Terraria. I mean melee got an update. Melee, even though melee consider bad back then, it is still really good at mobbing. So yeah. While summon you cannot like make you cannot like focus attack on something. You gotta have to make your minion attack on something, so yeah. Basically with the group. But yeah, let's watch something. Throwing. Oh boy, the throwing is just dude, I don't even know throwing considered like a class. I think there are only two more that have throwing considered a class. I think it's Calamity and Thorium. Thorium add throwing later on. Not yeah. Not sure about Calamity though. It throwing not even a class because it only like appear in early game or like throwing knight and hurricane and all that stuff. Late game, all the items that have like throwing kind of type became became melee or range. You know, like Shadow Flame Knight, you throwing the Shadow Flame Knight, but it's a melee weapon, and the B-Net. The B-Net is basically a throwing weapon, but it deal rain damage instead of like a throwing damage. So yeah. So, but there is a the ninja item and all the throwing item. But I think they should add it for like early game. So yeah, not even that good. I mean, unless you go for JoJo only, even JoJo is like a melee weapon only. So yeah. Unfortunately, throwing not even considered classic. Yeah. Mechanics classic, right? I don't know about the mechanics class. I try to play Terraria with gun only, basically only allow myself to using gun. There not a lot of gun item though. So yeah. But you can progress with gun only. If you consider what do you call? If you consider a rocket launcher a gun. So yeah. Because that's what I'm planning. Because I'm planning in the future. I'm playing Calamity. I'm going for gun only Calamity, just using gun. So yeah. That kind of that like the reason I like about Calamity is there like a lot of weapon. Like you can choose a variety of weapon from like every class. You don't have to like go for only type weapon. I think one thing about it is this Calamity boss is kind of like extremely hard. After I played Calamity with so much, right? I have never able to kill Supreme Calamities in a hot in like a extreme mode, like a revamp mode. Because Supreme Calamity is so strong for some reason. So strong, like, and I'm so suck at dodging. So yeah. And later on they adding a new boss, a Mecha bot before Calamity, and now I just cannot even kill it, so that's for the future. Let's watch some video.
Young guys dating older women.
Bam.
The cougar epidemic. Oh boy.
Thanks to various social and economic factors and the rich, evil pedophile clowns that run our gay, retarded government, the American dream of owning a house and having a wife and 2 kids is dying. And the Zoomer Coomer fantasy of a rich, older girlfriend taking charge and making you chicken nuggies while you play video games in your pajamas all day is thriving.
Oh my god, my...
Back in my day...
I mean, the way she described it doesn't really sound that bad. I mean, I could see why that's happening. Hag maxing. Do you want to know what I think? I'm going to give my opinion about this 20 seconds into the video. I think that this is totally a psyop. It's pushed and perpetrated and proliferated by older women because they want it to be a self-fulfilling prophecy to normalize dating younger guys that they're more attracted to. I think that's what's happening. I think the exact same thing happens with the healthy at any size, beauty is not a number. I think it's the exact same thing. I think that it's totally self-serving older women that are trying to push this so they can date younger guys.
We call this cougar hunting. Or, you know, mommy issues. Yeah. But the kids today are calling it something different.
Hag maxing?
Hag maxing.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
In my last video, I jokingly referenced the term hag maxing.
You've been on a date with a 40-year-old.
Okay, that's different. How is
that different?
He's right, it's different. You're robbing the cradle, he's hag maxing. Educate yourself. Which greatly intrigued...
Well, the difference, so here's the difference, is that the age difference becomes a sexual component, whereas if she's just a little bit older, it doesn't have that same type of effect. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, I've been on the internet so long, I know all these fucked up things, right?
Like you.
Yeah, that's the reason why it's different. Hag,
why are you open so many
exactly.
tabs? Like, I never open like more than 3 tabs.
So I decided, you know what? I am going to make an entire video dedicated to covering this phenomenon.
Oh, it's
Gen
huge.
Z men going out of their way to date older women.
Yeah, here's the thing. You know who this was made by? A 35-year-old woman.
Women. What is this? Why is this happening? Is this happening? And if it's happening, is it a good thing, or is it a symptom of broader societal issues? Why are all these young whippersnappers scooping up these older timepieces? Speaking of timepieces, let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Holzgern. Holzgern is a young Austrian company that creates uniquely crafted watches, jewelry, and accessories using all natural materials like wood and stone. Their high-quality timepieces come in various designs for both men and women. Personally, I'm a huge fan of their men's watch collection, like the solar-powered watch called the Comfort Crusher, that's made with fine-grained walnut wood and encased in stainless steel. The walnut wood comes from here in North America, and all the wood Holzgern uses are FSC certified, ensuring that it was forested in a sustainable way. I got my husband
I went to a watch store with a girl, and she bought me the gayest, most rinky-dink, annoying, stupid-ass watch. And then she made me wear it for the rest of the day. And then when I took it off, she got mad at me.
Bruh.
I still have it in my bathroom.
The Open Horizon watch, modeled after a real pilot's watch. It comes with a beautiful green marble dial and even has a built-in stopwatch.
I don't think people are wearing watching anymore.
He loves the sporty yet professional look, making it a perfect choice.
Yeah, that's sorry, man. Like, I only open a keypad minimum.
To wear at both work and home.
And
it would be a great gift for any cougar looking to spoil.
Oh, the daylist. I think this is
boyfriend.
Love, right? That's
just saying. The watch I picked out for myself is the Color Burst Automatic watch. It has a unique green
Why they keep loading? Like it suddenly stopped loading. It's just a fine.
mosaic embedded in a stainless steel casing, and its wooden strap is easily adjustable to fit every wrist. Holzgren's products are made in small quantities to ensure that each item is built to last. They do a great job combining functionality and fashion, and I just think their watches look really neat. Holzgren also creates elegantly crafted. If you're looking for a gift for someone, or you just want to treat yourself, maxing, hag maxing, Riz, sus. Back in my day, we had our epic bacon and rafflecopters.
We also had the N-word too. Like, yeah, I feel like that's not really, it's not that much different. Like, I'm not the kind of person, yeah, like all of ours. Yeah, all of the millennial, you know, gamer language. There's a reason why they're referred.
How is it possible? Like my, not even my internet, like my OBS still fine. It's loading. Like zero drop frame. Is it like my YouTube thing or it's just like
gamer words,
Opera
right?
bullshit?
So yeah, they've.
Back in my day, we had our epic bacon and rafflecopters.
We also had the N-word too. Like, yeah, I feel like that's not really, it's not that much different. Like, I'm not the kind of person, yeah, like all of ours, yeah, all of the millennial, you know, gamer language. There's a reason why they're referred to as gamer words, right? So yeah, they've taken our culture away from us. Our culture has been made contraband. But I don't have a problem with Gen Z lingo. I actually don't. I think it's
Gen
just
Z
as
lingo,
stupid
which
as
is
skeet, you know, and shit like that.
It's fun. I
It's
sometimes
another,
I sometimes talk
another version of it.
Yeah.
We were happy. Now, when I think of the term
Sometimes I just use Gen Z language to mess up
but
with
no,
people.
apparently now it means women above 30.
Man, there was a discussion about this. I've said this before. You guys know what it's gonna be if you've heard this before. There was a discussion about what age.
Watch it.
There was a discussion about at what age does a woman become a hag?
Oh no.
And the comment that had the most likes was 18.
18. What the fuck?
I think it was from an anime, like it was an anime poll or something. I don't know. But
Hack maxing.
Yeah. That's where we're at.
You guys. I'm so tired of comments that are like, I used to watch you when I was in 3rd grade and now I'm graduating college. Good for you. Awesome. Congratulations. My knees hurt when I get up off the floor. Jesus. Now, this term hag maxing went viral a few months ago with this screenshot. Meet the hag maxers.
Meet the quiz meet the
Gen
hag
Z's
maxer.
new social trend of dating older women. A very strange phenomenon is making its rounds on social media. Gen Z men are ditching casual sex with their women to pursue long-term relationships with financially stable and experienced millennial ladies.
Oh no! Now this, I could see
Wait,
this happening.
That?
So it's guys that don't
want
to get a job that want to be sugar
sugar
mommy. No,
mama.
For sure. Because like I totally get it. Totally understand that. They want another mom. How the tables are turned. Yeah, exactly. I need rent. Yeah, they just like, cause there's a lot of guys. What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I don't want to grow up. Okay. Well, then you start dating a 37-year-old lady, and then she's gonna make you nuggets, and you know, that's how things evolve. They saw the escort, they saw girls doing it, and like, I don't want to see any girl be like, oh, that's so bad. The girls have been doing this for all of history, right? Guys
see a girl doing it, so now guy doing it.
Now, even though this article doesn't
just levels the playing
exist, it
field.
was a meme created on 4chan, because of course it was. But the meme did spark a massive conversation and debate about hag maxing, and people had a lot of strong opinions about it.
They always do.
Motherless behavior. This is just mommy issues rebrand. Another day, another psyop. It's not hag maxing, it's MILF hunting, and it's an art. Please don't misappropriate my fetishes, giving the dumbest name known to humankind to having a mommy king. I mean, to be honest, I'm 16, waiting for a 20 to 25-year-old to pick me up, lol.
Bruh.
There's a lot of jokes I could make. But I don't
try to get an anxial.
really need to.
I tried to get an anxial once.
I'm gonna throw up. I would love to have a 40-year-old sugar mama who buys me gifts and pays my bills. Drizzle, drizzle.
Oh,
Young
God.
hearts and the older women who enjoy them. This isn't new. Hagmax
Jesus Christ.
bandwagoners are so cringe. I've been hagmaxing since 2nd grade in Miss Johnson's class.
What the fuck?
Okay.
I am going to kill every last Gen Z and Gen Alpha kid on this planet, including myself.
Good
I
for
want to be a hagmaxer. LOL. Any female taker? XD. I love.
I want to be Hackmaster.
Holy fuck, this is stupid.
Oh, I love this stupid shit like this. So
Stupid
yeah.
ass kid. Oh my god, what a loser. Yeah. I honestly think that it's just guys that don't want to have to get a job. I mean, like, besides it being a psyop by older women, I think it's also guys that don't want to have to get a job. So I don't want to work. I just want to stay home and play video games all day. That's it.
Anyone else?
Let me do.
He's an anyone else. Just want to stay at home and play game.
XD. I like thick MILFs and I cannot lie. Oh, nice. It must be socially acceptable for 37-year-old men to date 20-year-old.
Somebody was asking if there's a wait for the hag maxing app. There already is a hag maxing app. It's called Playing World of Warcraft.
Old women again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Absolutely not.
You sound like Pokemon.
I fucking love adult women. Women over 32 should be illegal. Now, according to the very astute, always reliable source,
Oh god.
knowyourmeme.com, the term hag maxing is very popular in the VTuber community. Now, I don't have much interest in the VTuber community, but they seem to have a lot of interest in me. A lot of interest.
Oh.
Yep.
Should I do a video reacting to VTubers reacting to
Yes.
me one day? That might be fun. Let me know if I should do
That
that.
infinite content right there.
Seems to be a meme amongst the VTubers and
Well,
Oh my god. because I'm getting burned live.
Is it really a coincidence that a group of people that's defined as basically anime representations of characters, one of the most popular topics is how old is too
Oh,
old
too old
for a girl?
Max.
Is it really that big of a surprise?
I'm more surprised, like, this thing becoming way too broad, man. Yeah.
The weaves, it is apparently a thing happening in real life. Rise of the boy toy.
Right.
Older women are dating Gen Z men at record rate.
Oh boy.
One woman stated,
Again, I want to see the people who write these articles. I want to see if they're older women. That's what I think that's what I think.
Women my age seem to be excited by the freshness and lack of bitterness that comes with dating someone younger.
Ooh.
Younger men seem more open and less burdened by insecurities. Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to be saying this like 100 times in this video, but could you imagine an article like this with the genders reversed? I love dating these young.
There are a lot of articles like that. They're written by Andrew Tate.
I mean, is he not wrong?
Like, you don't.
Man, I haven't heard that name in so long.
Also,
Andrew
you don't
Tate,
need
like,
to write an article like that because that's.
I think no one talking about him anymore. So yeah.
Bro, my mom said that, like, so she grew up in Florida, and she said they had a saying in Florida: "Get them young and raise them up right."
That basically means rooming to be a wife, yeah.
That's some real cracker shit. It is.
Man, I don't remember forming so annoying
the
last game.
Absolutely.
Fresh boys. They're less bitter. They have less baggage. They're not ran through. People would just be calling it red pill incel age gap relationship.
It is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, no, 100% that's what it is. Yeah.
Relationships between millennial women and Gen Z men are on the rise. Our analysis of age hypogamy reveals the pragmatic underpinning of these relationships.
Yeah,
it sometimes comes down to who's available.
Medium.
Many older men prefer to date younger women. The same is true for a lot of older women, with millennial and Gen Z men emerging as appealing dating options. For their part, many Gen Z men might have.
Is it like my thingy or like? It buffering and stirring for some reason. Like with my internet still fine, it doesn't really happen.
Opportunities to date women their own age, or prefer to.
Is it maybe because of the ad block? No way, right? I mean, my internet still fine yesterday. I mean, until only way later on, like my YouTube stopped stirring. No way, because of ad block, right? Actually, I don't know. Oh my god, I still have. I still loading. Goddamn. What the hell is this thing? I hate it. I hate slow. It's not even slow internet. It's just slow browser. Yeah, it basically is so weird. But now, yeah, I just gonna form.
Of age hypogamy reveals the pragmatic underpinning of these relationships.
Oh,
It sometimes comes down to who's available. Many older men prefer to
late. Why it is buffering?
date younger women.
Wow.
The same is true for a lot of older women.
Somebody got paid.
Yeah, even more stuttering now. What the hell?
Millennial and Gen Z men emerging as appealing dating options. For their part, many Gen Z men might have few opportunities to date women their own age, or prefer to date older women for various reasons.
That's actually a.
I can't even watch his YouTube anymore. But fuck. I won't have to do this shit. The person I will buy this care overhaul speed. Speed limit removal, but I think you cannot do overhaul Terraria overhaul with other thing. You can need to like use it like a single type thing, so yeah. Because the Terraria overhaul basically overhauls the entire game, but you cannot like adding more mod in. Like if you're adding more mod in, you just asking for a crash. Because a lot of mod doesn't stack with overhaul. Doesn't not stacking, doesn't maxing, doesn't mixing well with overhaul, so yeah. Wait, now it doesn't even capture stuff. Now it's just keep loading. Okay, I gonna test out. I'm gonna turn off my ad block to see how does it thing go.
That's actually a good point, right? Because like if you're a young guy, you have. That's actually a good point, right? Because like if you're a young guy, you have.
Definitely not you. Let me testing. Is it because of the G block origin or like maybe any ad block? So, yeah. If we gonna start going 100 probably for a second before it went through. It yeah, like I don't
That's actually a good point, right? Because like if you're a young guy, you have less to offer a girl than like an older guy does. Because like if you're 20 and a girl's 20,
I mean, it's still loading. God damn, it's so annoying. Don't even like my internet. Usually the overhaul just work like alone. So yeah, you know, like all if you want the morning overhaul, you only need one. You don't need more. If you need more than if you're using all the mod, mixing with like overhaul, it's gonna mess up your boss too. Especially like mod adding bosses and weapon and like item. So yeah, it definitely gonna mess up your mod. So if you want to play like overhaul, they are overhaul. You should only using overhaul. Oh my god, I forgot. The the summoning class is that squishy. Like it's just the same defense app match. But like they way too squishy for my. Who is it? It take one, it hit one and you like losing 100 health. Oh, this is probably like one of the worst weapons there are. Is it flowing knife? Mm-hmm. Legit hope like mixing Terra overhaul with other things doesn't that corrupted the corrupted your save. Losing your save file you work hard on is just really annoying to me. I don't like it. The magic dagger using mana, so it's really annoying. It's better if you're using the side of flame dagger from the goblin area. It infinite, and it also debuffs you like shadow flame first. It is also bouncing too. So if you fight, I used to use a shadow flame knight to fight the what they call it, to fight the destroyer because it bouncing like it can hit 2 more times before it disappears. So like the weapon is really good. Unfortunately, the mechanic bot doesn't get affected by shadow flame, so they just really tanky. Wait, I think my YouTube actually died. What the hell? Is YouTube? No way is YouTube down, right? Like, it's definitely like my side thing. Oh, I just want to get another summon weapon from the mini chest. It's so hard to get it. Ooh. Okay, there are a lot of zip boss spawning the rune knight and team food. Usually I don't have team spawn that much, and maybe because of the boss, the mod. The increases spawn rate of some rare mod. Usually I don't see them that much. Especially like team. I got like 3 team hat already. Like if I play like a mage build, it would be so nice, but nah. I think after this I'm gonna head to Hollow Biome to try to get the NASA. Not the NASA, the megaphone, yeah. Try to trap like the ant shield. It's kind of wild, like the Hollow Biome is right next to the Redemtion Biome, the underground anyway. Like look at it, they literally cutting each other off with like 1-2 block. It's such a weird generation. Mining for titanium, yeah. The rune wizard is way more annoying because like he actually blind you and you don't know where you're at. Especially if you play like a melee card or like a mage build that's really close, in close quarter, and you don't even know what's going on. You don't see anything. I don't see any sort of like last mod. I don't a lot is a lot place where they didn't have zip, not a problem. But well, to be fair, last place I played melee, so I just swing my sword and kill a ton of them. Oh yeah, I need to find the. Also, I also need to go to the. I forgot like what is that biome name? The marble biome? Yeah. To kill the Medusa for her mirror, for the Ankh shield. I kind of don't like it because they're adding another item for the Ankh shield, the Medusa mirror. But I would be surprised if I get a lot of chaos, because that thing doesn't exist. I never actually get lot of chaos if I play Terraria. It's probably like one of the hardest, one of the rare item. I saw people got it. I got more slam staff than Rod of Chaos. Try to put up banner to fight. Oh no.
That's actually a good point, right? Because like if you're a young guy, you
the air getting colder around it. The air getting colder. Is it like the skeleton or I think it's skeleton. What happened to YouTube, man? I can't even watch a video. Kind of annoying that the summon doesn't attack zone near you. They just go out and focus on one enemy instead of like spread out. Can I do spread out? Yeah, like spread out. This spread out, does they attack different mob than move? I don't know. Oh yeah, they do spread out, but not that much. Oh my, let's get the action.
You have less to offer a girl than like an older guy does.
Only 20? I only have 20 soul. Not even like 30. God damn. What is it rate, man? Oh, at least my summon did enough damage to kill the thing fast enough. But like, I'm not sure I can do it with the meatball. The meatball summon deals so little damage. It deals 20 damage. This thing like be a double. Subnautica. Oh yeah, the Subnautica. I think there are 2 more that I knew of that adding like an ocean biome for Terraria. Calamity with the Abyss and Sulfur Sea, and Thorium with a sea biome, with underground sea biomes. So yeah, that's the only two version of the sea version of the Terraria I know. They're adding they expand the sea biome for Terraria. I'm kind of surprised they didn't expand that much. Consider the ocean just there. They doesn't do anything. They just there for you to kill look Fruitrons. And even then, look Fruitron is like an optional boss. You don't even need it to progress the game. I mean, you carry. I mean, if you want some weapons, you can kill the Fruitrons first, but not really. Besides the tornado home. Besides the tornado tome from Luke Fruitrons, your part doesn't need anything from Luke Fruitrons anyway. Yeah. I think the Abyss for Calamity is really a good choice. Like the person who make it is as a mod author is so good. Like they make the Abyss, they have like a lot of mob there, a lot of monster there, and they are like optional boss. The boss called I forgot what is the boss called? It's the Wyvern thingy. Yeah, like basically like pretty much Subnautica level of Terraria. You go down to the depth and you see like a giant wyvern. Not even wyvern, like I forgot that it's called, like a worm wyvern that you can kill.
That's actually a good point, right? Because like if you're a young guy, you
I do like it. The Terraria music, it chills. It's really relaxing. Like of all the game I play, Terraria soundtrack is always relaxing. Like even with boss music, some boss music doesn't feel threatened. It's just chilling. Okay, time to kill. Time to kill the mimic again. God dang it.
You have less to offer a girl than like an older guy does.
Yeah, it's gonna. Okay, I don't know. Is it actually like a thingy?
Hello, guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today we're looking at.
Nope, never mind. It's not just one thing, it's other. Yeah, I don't think I can watch YouTube today. God damn, my ADHD gonna kick in.
The curious, very evil case of P. Diddler.
Well, let's just play the game then. Oh yeah, I think you can grab some music box in zip mode, but I don't know. Never mind, I don't have music box yet. Oh yeah, there like a. There should be like, yeah, as a musician, he might sell some music box. Boss 5, Ear Club, yeah. Music underground corruption, underground corruption. Crimson. I think Hollow is the best music. Yeah. Hell yeah. Like the overall nice name soundtrack also nice too. Like this is probably like the reason I like Terraria more than Minecraft, because not only because you do so much in Terraria, you also like a chill, relaxing tone on it. You know? Oh yeah, so there is a for the water mod too, but not for the water. It's a water biome thingy that allows you to. Okay, I actually believe I unable to watch YouTube today for some reason. I think YouTube start tracking down people from using ad block. You got in no way. Also, like, is there like an armor for the hard mode? Because I haven't. Because right now I just wearing the forbidden set from the sand. Not sand, from the. I forgot what it's called. Illuminated hook. As you think doesn't look good. I still like Skeleton Hand too. Oh, it's so hard to get the next summon from the mimic chest. Ooh. Dude, I have tough time killing mimics. I don't think I can even kill the Magma. I think I just need to survive. And hope my minion does all the work. Oh yeah, I got the weapon. Oh, finally. Yes. What is it? Look like a bunch of little people on top of the store. Let me see how does it work. Come on, do something. Are they gonna shoot or they just fly towards? These things slightly higher damage than the Shadow Dagger. There's the Void Dagger. Star Surfer. Oh, look good though. Okay, I'm gonna test out the 2-type weapon. Test out the Star Surfer. Annoying, masterful, adept, slow, mythical. Okay, I keep rolling mythic. What the hell? I rolled mythic for only 3 items. Taboo, murderous, maniac, superior, rooted, agile, taboo. Oh, maniac, just loot that. Deadly, probably not bad. Like, was it legendary, mythic? I legit rolled 3 of the thing I need had mythic T on it. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I need a better way. So I think the next thing I need to do is just wait for the ice golem. The last time I killed the ice golem, but my game crashed, so I should lose all my progress. Goddamn. It's so bad. Oh god dang. Tapping the wrong stuff. They want to deal more damage. There's a movement speed increasing my summon movement speed, or it's just nothing. Like side enhancement, I understand you can like enhance the side of the stuff. It boss layer bonus true damage based on enemy max SP bonus, and I'm gonna test it out. Never mind, I don't have enough level. Damn. Okay, what happening? There's so many bots that are happening. Okay, mythical star surfer staff. So now I'm summoned like 1, 2, 3, like 6 of them. 6 star surfer. And they deal like 46 damage. Like with it damage, I think I can kill the boss. But the main problem is that I don't deal damage. I don't survive long enough. Not because I don't deal damage. I don't survive long enough. So right now I'm gonna try to get the whip, the ice whip, and then after that I'm gonna try to get me a wing. I don't know what kind of wing I should get though. Maybe I head to the jungle and kill some mod wing. Is a mod kind of hard to fight? Well, not hard to fight, more like hard to survive. You gotta need the jungle biome after all.
Does, because like if you're 20 and a girl's 20, you know, like if you're a guy, right? I mean, like what the fuck, right? Like you probably are still in high school, in college. You don't have a job, but like a guy that's older, like 28 or something like that, let's say, has their life together generally more often, right? So yeah, 100%.
Millennial.
It's just biology, right?
And I'm proud to be a millennial.
God damn it! I just played the video a few seconds and it just died.
With my side part and skinny jeans.
If you're an older millennial
Wow.
woman, you might be attracted to younger men for their energy, inclusive views about sex and gender, and superior care and literacy about their partner's emotional well-being.
Okay.
In many ways, Gen Z men see millennial women as an opportunity to level up emotionally and socially. With their
Level
evolved
up,
attitudes
oh
about
boy.
everything from non-monogamy and gender fluidity to
What?
the anti-hustle soft life, Gen Z men may be the most likely generation to overturn powerfully entrenched stereotypes about sex and relationships. The
I
kind
feel like this was written by a millennial woman. Yeah.
featured by podcast bros. I love how millennial women have just psyoped themselves into believing a man who thinks f***ing a whole bunch of different women at the same time with no romantic commitment is an evolved way of looking at relationships.
Yeah.
Like, yes, queen, that zoomer you're banging is so open-minded and progressive. He's not like those podcast bros. I swear modern feminism is like the greatest trick men have played on women. Like just a bunch of dudes got in a room one day and were like, hear me out. We convinced them that getting naked and sleeping around is empowering.
I don't think it's
Genius.
empowering.
Even Hollywood's
I do find it to be very interesting, and I
But
think
it
it
is
is
silly.
so
Why did you
fucking
go around
hypocritical
sleeping
when
around.
everybody yas queens every girl that turns 18 and starts doing OnlyFans, and then the same people turn around, and when that 18-year-old girl dates a 25-year-old guy, they try to call the guy a predator. Who the fuck do you think is buying the OnlyFans? Yeah, what is this?
Seems to be hopping on the hag maxing train.
Very
Why
annoying.
are so many older women dating younger men in recent rom-coms? I'm old enough to be your mother, sighs Annie.
Because older women watch
enough
the
to be your
rom-coms and they like the power fantasy of it because that's what they want to exist as. That's the reason.
And now she's appearing. Ah, god damn it. Okay, I think it's based on display capture, making my YouTube stirring. Ah, it's not even window capture. It's just hmm. Yeah, I think I know why. Yeah.
It does.
New
Because
talk
like
was
if
a
you're
scene
20 and the
in the
girl's
Hill Ocean.
20, you know, like if you're a guy, right? I mean, like what the fuck, right? Like you probably are still in
The
high
Hill
school, in
Ocean.
college. You don't have a job, but like a guy that's older, like 28 or something.
I'm more surprised there is no mods that adding like a Hill Ocean biome. Like like just adding a new ocean biome type thing. They just they're just adding. It could be cool if they adding a mod that turns the entire world into ocean, and you have to fight different boss in the ocean type thing. So yeah, different like ocean bosses. But I got no one doing it just cause it kind of taxing.
Something like that, let's say, has, their life together generally more often, right? So yeah, 100%.
Millennial.
It's just biology, right?
And I'm proud to be a millennial with my side part and skinny jeans.
Yikes.
If you're an older millennial woman, you might be attracted to younger men for their energy, inclusive views about sex and gender, and superior care and literacy about their partner's emotional well-being.
Okay.
In many ways, Gen Z men see millennial women as an opportunity to level up emotionally and socially. With their evolved attitudes about everything from non-monogamy and gender fluidity to the anti-hustle soft life, Gen Z men may be the most likely generation to overturn powerfully entrenched stereotypes about sex and relationships. The kind
I feel like this was written by a millennial woman.
That's it basically.
Featured by podcast bros.
If they tried it
I
basically,
love
what
how millennial women have just psyoped themselves into believing a man who thinks fucking a whole bunch of different women at the same time with no romantic commitment is an evolved way of looking at relationships.
Yeah.
Like, yes, queen, that zoomer you're banging is so open-minded and progressive. He's not like those podcast bros. I swear modern feminism is like the greatest trick men have played on women. Like, just a bunch of dudes got in a room one day and we're like, hear me out. We convinced them that getting naked and sleeping around is empowering. Genius! Even Hollywood's—
I do find it to be very interesting, and I think it is so fucking hypocritical when everybody yas queens every girl that turns 18 and starts doing OnlyFans, and then the same people turn around, and when that 18-year-old girl dates a 25-year-old guy, they try to call the guy a predator. Who the fuck do you think is buying the OnlyFans?
Bruh.
Yeah, what is this?
seems to be hopping on the hag-maxing train.
Very
Why
annoying.
are so many older women dating younger men in recent rom-coms? I'm old enough to be your mother, sighs Anne.
Because older women watch the rom-coms and they like the power fantasy of it because that's what they want to exist as. That's the reason. Who the fuck do you think's watching this?
Dude, I tried this.
That's not why. I think that's why. I think that's exactly why.
I tried to lose a window capture, but it's so
Hathaway as she
annoying.
passionately entwines with Amazon's new heartthrob, Nicholas Galazine, in The Idea of You. Oh, Anne Hathaway? I'm sorry, who wouldn't hag-max with Anne Hathaway?
What a forward young man you are! My goodness!
This phenomenon is a
thanks.
groundbreaking shift, considering Hollywood's reputation for perpetuating the male gaze and old men's uncanny obsession with younger women.
See, to me, this is what's so crazy is that it's a groundbreaking shift. It's an uncanny. It's like, how is it okay when they do it, but if a guy does it, it's an uncanny. Like, this is insane. Like, is anybody like? Am I taking crazy pills here? Oh my god.
You know, I really don't care about this shit, but it is so funny how much of this equality stuff is just, okay, now it's women's turn to do the thing we said was
Fucking
bad. All the new
exactly.
strong female
Yep.
leads in movies that are just kind of assholes, celebrating of billionaire female CEOs. Like, did you actually want change? Or was it really all just penis envy? Older women partner
A lot of people don't want equality, they want supremacy, and equality is on the road to supremacy. And so they want equality of, basically outcomes, but they don't want equality of responsibilities. That's what happens a lot. People want power, yeah.
with younger men. Why do some people have a problem with that? Perhaps celebrities will help ease the stigma. The French president's wife, Brigitte Macron, is almost 25 years older than her husband.
Oh, yes,
They met when he was 15, and she was his high school teacher. Wait!
Yeah, I remember seeing the president of France marry his teachers.
That's the current prime minister of France, by the way. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all didn't know that?
hack maxing.
The pre-order is crazy? Bro, you calling this shit pre-ordering? Man, president? Oh, my bad. That's crazy.
That is not good. There should be a stigma against that.
There is.
What?
It's called the law.
Maybe these high-profile women will help shatter the stigma and normalize the benefits of widening our options when seeking romantic partnerships. After all, at every age, we deserve what our hearts desire. No.
I can think of a few cases where
Okay, this should be enough. I may be able to fix it.
maybe Diddy should use that defense.
Oh my god, I fucking hate the type OBS setting.
Yeah, I think you should use that defense when they have him go on the stand. You should say the same thing. Yeah, seems fair.
You should have to
When
watch
you
it,
are a
right?
grown-ass teacher and your heart desires an underage student, you do not, in fact, deserve that.
Oh, never mind.
What am I
man.
reading? I'm 37 and my boyfriend is 23.
Uh-huh.
I make upper six figures and own a condo in New York City.
Right.
At least 3 of my friends are also dating significantly younger men.
Right.
One is 32 and has been dating a 19-year-old for 3 years. I don't rely on men to be financially stable.
So they're 19 now?
Hack maxing.
I don't need my man to have a good job. We both know what we want out of this relationship, and we're getting it.
Right.
You know, honestly, good for this.
It's crazy.
Wait, one is 32 dating a 19-year-old for 3 years.
32 and 19? Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We older women aren't
Yeah.
man haters. We have a lot of love
Cross
to make a
volume,
man feel
it's
like
just
a
kind of
man.
annoying because
We're
you
not
kind of need
drama
a
queens. We can't get pregnant.
because you kind of need what is it called? You need like raining, like a snowstorm
We
to
are
appear.
very sexy. I'm not like the other girls. I'm infertile. Men dating older women
Oh
is
my
called
God.
hag maxing now. Why can't men just be normal? Why does everything have to be misogynistic?
I just like, it's crazy how the internet has made people so stupid.
Is there
really
another
impressive
whip
to me
besides the
how it's
cross whip? I don't know. Like I
am
never play
constantly
summoning.
in just awe of how dumb people are nowadays. The double standards are absolutely insane. It 100% is insane. It always is. And like, by the way, and the same thing happens on social media, because like, so it's an older guy, you know, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, Leonardo.
Another photo. He's like dating a new 19-year-old. And it's like in the comments, there's like all these women like, oh, this is so disgusting. He's so gross. Oh my God, I hate him. He's terrible. Like, oh wow. Oh, it's happening again, right? And then all the male comments are like, bro, I need to be a movie star. Oh man, what a G. She's so hot. Bro, he can still get it, you know? And then by the way, and then at the same time, you have, whenever a woman does that, it's like all the women that are like, yes, slay queen. Oh, wow. Like, we're so much better than younger women. And then the guys are like, oh, you're fucking disgusting. You're old, right? It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Exactly. Yeah.
Quack, quack.
Hog maxing.
Hog maxing.
Back in my day, we used to just call them chubby chasers.
Oh my God, chubby chaser. Dude, I haven't heard that word so
No,
much.
no. It's not misogynistic. The term hag here is endearing. We're taking back the term hag. It's like when black people took back the N-word.
Yeah.
There's something seriously disgusting about men taking advantage of women's loneliness for their resources.
Man, take you.
What's the name of this? Oh, they didn't show the person's name. Ah, it's too bad. Yeah, imagine doing that. That's terrible. That would be disgusting. Who would do that?
So when it's a younger man dating an older woman, the younger man is still the predatory one?
Right.
What? You guys just cannot win. Really? This is so disgusting. 34 is not old.
Burger.
I am not a hag.
34 and not. Oh, I'm not a hack.
Bro, you know what's so fucked up? Oh my God.
Oh, why it's so blurry? I cannot even read it, chat. Oh, it's 36p.
I use the bathroom. That's sad, bro. I feel bad for her. I do.
Okay, so we've heard from the
34.
hags. Now
Yeah.
let's hear from the hag maxers. Why
Oh.
are these young men dating older women? I have mommy issues.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
no, mind that stuff.
there has to be
What?
other reasons, right? I have a granny fetish. Come on,
What the fuck? What
there's
the
gotta
fuck?
be another reason. Because Gen Z women aren't worth going for.
Man.
Dang.
And I have mommy issues.
Of course. The tale over town.
Man. That's the real issue. I feel like
How do
there's
you
a big
summon rain
component of
again?
it.
I'm pretty sure there
Part of
should be
that
some
mommy
summon
issue
rain.
is the fact that having a woman pay all your shit and you sit home and play video games all day. I mean, that doesn't really sound that bad. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, that's right. I mean, there you go.
To be honest, as a guy who's 22 dating a 36-year-old, I think for the most part, older women are just a lot less drama and just more mature. Older the better. Most have a car, a house, financial stability, and time. They are mature and can teach you some valuable lessons, wisdom, and experience.
Man.
I'm still 19, and for me, older women I flirt with at bars and clubs are much more receptive and flirty than Zoomer girls. Honestly, it's partly because modern Western girls from 18 to 25 are like 80% hoes now. A woman who was 30 to
Man. Hell at our time.
People said that about the women that are 30 now when they were 18 to 25. I remember. I was there. So, I feel like it's not that. Yeah, it's a tale as old as time. Yeah, exactly.
today likely has fewer partners, sexual or other, than a woman who is 5 years younger than her. I changed my Tinder age range from 20 to 25 to 30 to 39, and have been going on more dates than ever before with beautiful women who do not care that I don't make 6 figures at 22 years old.
Damn.
It's either take care of a
Damn.
younger woman who we know is potentially a flight risk, or appreciate an older woman who has their own shit together. George W. Bush married an older woman to get that money.
Wait, is that
George-
true? What?
Wait, George Bush married an older
George
woman?
W.
What?
Bush should be a role model for anything. Easy,
And also, he was like their whole family was fucking rich. His dad was the fucking president. Yeah, is that true? I don't even know. Like, what?
sex, intellectual conversations, less games, more fun,
Oh,
and they
God.
treat you nicely. They tend to be more grounded. Did I mention the sex part? Oh, and if it's post-menopause, even better. If girls
Oh.
can date older men, then why not younger men date older women?
No.
I'm 16, and I'm not attracted to anyone below 30 years old.
No, bring up.
Man. I just hope they don't watch Twitch.
Yes, the
Or
elusive
YouTube, actually.
reverse pedophile.
Yeah.
Dating a woman with a career, property, experience in bed and life. What's not to like?
Man.
Young sluts want the money up front. Old sluts are just happy to get
Get
some
some
attention.
attention.
Older
Man,
Oh
I
my
don't know what
God.
to say, to be honest.
Wow.
Top
Ain't no
tier.
way.
fed me, slept with me, and sent me on my way
Yeah.
with snack
Si-
packs. Legit amazing.
This is fucking crazy.
Women fed me, slept with me, and sent me on my way with snack
Oh my
packs.
God.
Legit amazing. I'm 26 now, dating a 38-year-old after years of trying with women my age and younger. They are all social media obsessed narcissists. I feel like they're hyping up millennial women too much here. Oh, they're not narcissists obsessed with social media. You guys weren't around during the MySpace days.
The
Yes,
MySpace, the
exactly.
Tumblr, yeah. The
It's
millennial,
not
so
that-
wild.
Yeah, it's because they're older, yeah. Plenty of girls around my age were fucking insane.
Yeah, the jungle is like the most thing
Now
there.
they're not insane as much because guys
Because the
don't
jungle
put
is
up with
massive.
it.
And
That's
inside the
reason.
jungle biomes, there are also
It's
like
the same
the
reason why
pyramid,
girls
the
that are into
temple too, so it
horoscopes
takes a
and
lot of time to do.
crystals and you know, bullshit like that. It's the reason why they're usually hot. It's because you would put up with this from a 9, but you wouldn't put up with it from a 6 or a 5.
It's gonna go
It's
into
like,
a terrible
yeah,
night.
sure. Yeah, I'm gonna get you the magic
Terrible
crystals,
night.
and yeah, okay, now
It may be
we're still gonna
supreme.
sleep with me. Okay, great. So that's why all of these hot girls are into crazy shit. It's because no guy wants to ruin his chances with the girl by telling her that this crystal isn't actually gonna cure cancer. That's the reason why. No, survivorship bias? No. Like, I've been to these stores. I've been to these, like, crazy witch stores and stuff. There is a higher ratio of hot girls that go to those stores than any other place that I know of. I'm trying to think of besides that. Yeah. Yep.
Or met a Gen Z woman, who would want to date them? They're me, give me, take care of me. Man, if the ones my age ain't loyal, might as well. They're basically like a grandma caring for you and taking care of you. Oh my god.
They do want someone
Nothing
to
like
take
a
care.
no
To be
gen
fair, also, this is another thing, is that, like, a lot of girls do, like, that type of roleplay with guys already.
Oh,
like,
shit,
it's actually quite common.
adventure.
Yeah.
You people are sick. No, I don't believe
I'm not
this
even
is
ready to
happening
fight
more than
boss
ever
yet. Oh
just
my God.
because
What? No, I'm
Gen
just being
Z men
serious.
like easy sex
Yeah.
or gifts, or that Gen Z women are too obsessed with drama or social media.
Yeah.
No, I think
Okay, never
there's
mind. I think
more
I can
to
kill them.
it,
Look at this.
and I have a few theories. So, as we talked about before,
I think that, honestly, like, there's been there was, like, one girl I dated
Okay,
whenever
I
she
need
was,
to-
like, I think 22.
Eat a wing so I can
And,
fly.
like, this is a really long time ago, so she's, like way older now. And I actually think that it's impressive because I think she's actually even crazier than she was when I dated her. Like, she's actually, go back like 20 seconds. Wait, what? Why? You missed it?
They're basically like a grandma caring for you and taking care of you. Oh my god. Nothing like a no denture adventure.
Ugh!
Oh. Oh, that didn't even phase me. Yeah, no, I didn't even, I was like, yeah, for sure. I've heard jokes like that. My mom, Jesus, this is so bad. My mom, she wanted to get taken home from the hospital.
You probably have too many mods stacked up, to be honest. Like, easy you crash.
So she said, thank God that I didn't have to get a ride home from some random guy, but I guess it wouldn't be that bad because I don't have any teeth. And I was like driving her home from the hospital. I was like, what the fuck? Yes, I swear to God.
Firecracker.
I was just like,
how do you get this thing? Oh, you get from War Flesh, huh?
She,
There
were a few other ones that were like that,
I get him killing War Flesh then.
Man. I'm dead. Or sorry, yeah. What was your response? I think I asked if she wanted to go to McDonald's. I'm like, okay, do you want to go to McDonald's?
Look, there not a lot of whip.
You people are sick. No, I don't believe this is happening more than ever just because Gen Z men like easy sex or gifts. Or that Gen Z women are too obsessed with drama or social media. No, I think there's more to it, and I have a few theories. So, as we talked about before in other videos, a lot of men are dropping out of college. The issue is, a lot of young, college-educated women want college-educated men. See, Stacy is looking for someone college-educated who's making more than her. But not that many young men are on that level yet. Older men are, but not many around Stacy's age. But you know who doesn't care? Karen. Karen doesn't care about your lack of college degree. Karen wants to pick you up in her 2013 Toyota minivan and bang you in the back seat, then take you
to Olive Garden. That exactly 100%.
Olive Garden.
There
no
you
strings
go.
attached. Unlimited breadsticks. For basically all of human history, the most prevalent age gap was older man and younger woman. But why? Well, it's because...
it's still like that.
It's still the same.
It's like here's the thing, right? Is like we're talking about that going from 99% to 97%. Like, let's be fucking honest.
I think I die more in the playthrough
that's always
than
the
my
way it's
last
going
one.
to be, and that's because that's the way that biology works. It's never going to get we're never going to undo this.
Men are all disgusting creeps who should be thrown into work camps and castrated and forced to make us pumpkin spice lattes. But also, it's because younger women are more fertile, and the whole point of relationships is to make babies.
Yeah, right,
or
exactly.
at least it used to be. Well, at least in our lizard brains. That's the whole point. I don't know what the point of modern relationships are anymore. I just learned
I've had this happen too, where it's like, you know, I made like that. There's that one girl, like, and she really is still fucking nuts. Like, it's actually crazy. Wow, right? But other ones, like, I've like known them, and like I don't really have a lot of bad relationships with ex-girlfriends. I know this might be surprising, but like I really don't. And like I talk to pretty much all of them, and I don't have any negatives. And like some of them really have mellowed out as they got older. They're like not even nearly as insane. Like, this is the same girl that was throwing my shoes at me and then like screaming. And then like I would go over we'd argue on the phone all night, and then I'd go over the next day and we'd hook up again and everything would be great. And then we go out to see a movie, and then that night the same thing would happen again. And like now she's like just normal. Toxic relationship. Well, I only date crazy girls.
I usually play
because
on the
any
lost
girl
rules,
willing
so
to
I
date
don't.
me would be
You
fucking
probably
crazy.
had like mod that like instead of war side.
I believe that people purposely get into short-term relationships, which is bizarre to me. Like, what's the point? As well as situationships.
I don't like min-maxing mod. Like, if you're adding a lot of mod, it might be
people are different than
situationships is just another way for women to act like hoes and downplay it. It's a euphemism, and it's totally fine. You want to do that, but I don't like the word. I feel like it's a euphemism. You want to be a hoe? Be a hoe. I love hoes, but don't go and tell me that it's a situationship. You're being a hoe.
Now, let's be real, hagmaxing simply does not make any sense from a evolutionary biological standpoint. But it's 2024, we have surpassed the need for evolutionary biology. We could grow babies in pods and also kill ourselves in them. Our brains are full of plastic now. Men wanting to be with younger women made sense when babies were the goal.
It was kind of crazy that they did a study.
Yeah, custom stuff.
It was like 100% of men had microplastics in their ball sack.
I think like custom Stein might be
like
across the game.
Right?
Who knows?
You would expect it to be like, 50 or something like that, right? But like 100, that's nuts. This is why kids have autism now.
Babies don't seem to be the goal anymore. For many older women who simply don't want to have them, and for many younger Gen Z men who think they can't afford them, or even worse, are scared that having kids will contribute to climate change. It's like every other week I see an article, fear-mongering Gen Z, don't have kids, it will increase—
Want to fight climate change, have fewer children.
How is it possible? Like, how's having fewer kids fight climate change?
You can't say it or you get in trouble.
I'm gonna think like, oh yeah. You have less kids if fight climate change.
Blah blah blah. You have to save the planet. And first of all, I gotta ask, who the fuck we saving the planet for if not future generations? So if Gen Z does not want kids, they think they can't afford kids. Why does being with a fertile woman even matter? Might as well date an older woman. Might as well scramble.
Oh wow, this thing is silly good.
Yeah.
Rotten eggs. Oh.
Jesus.
Editor.
Jesus.
Edit that out. Edit that out.
That's bad.
No. But believe it or not, hagmaxing is not really a new thing. It's been around for a really long time. Hundreds of years even. In fact, there was a very famous hagmaxer in American history who wrote an entire letter of why it's preferable to sleep with an older woman. And that hagmaxer's name? Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin. Oh, is he the guy who sleep around with friends? Or students? Yeah. The OG hagmaxer.
Oh, God. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
No, I'm not kidding. No. Benjamin Franklin literally wrote about the benefits of hagmaxing.
Why older? Wait, why? What?
No way.
Why older women make better mistresses than young? Which, by the way, is written by a Nancy.
Oh no.
You remember what I said?
The OG hackmaxer.
And what's funny is a lot of the reasons Benjamin Franklin gives are the same reasons a lot of the Zoomers who hagmax give today. Because as they have more knowledge of the world and their minds are better stored with observations, their conversation is more improving and more lastingly agreeable.
He's saying because they're not stupid.
Because when women cease to be handsome, they study to be good. So
wait, they see handsome, they study to be good.
Oh my God.
You got women see to be handsome, they study to be good. The men said, holy shit, basically, they just straight up saying.
Good. So basically, she can't rely on her looks anymore and has to develop a personality. Because there is no hazard.
I just said it in a... You just said it in a revolutionary way, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh, congrats! I hope you know the craftsman you have to
produced may be attended with much inconvenience.
Oh my God!
Because through more experience, they are more prudent and discreet in conducting an intrigue to prevent suspicion. They're easier to cheat on your wife with.
Well,
God damn.
It seems like that's true. Given, recent events. Yeah. Seems that way.
Lovely. Because in every animal that walks upright, the deficiency of the fluids that fill the muscles appears first in the highest part. The face first grows lank and wrinkled, then the neck, then the breast and arms, the lower parts continuing to the last, as plump as ever. Benjamin Franklin really just said, the ass is still fat.
Benjamin Franklin, the OG, the OG.
That's insane. What the fuck?
Incredible stuff from our founding fathers.
Oh my
I will
God.
literally never be able to look at a picture of this man the same again. This is no...
I feel like now it makes a lot more sense why it feels like a large percentage of the men have this hairline.
The hairline of founding father.
I feel like now it makes a little bit more sense.
No longer the guy who discovered electricity. No, this is the great American hag Max.
Did you crash?
So basically, some Gen Z guys have found a hack in the male loneliness epidemic by dating the women who are suffering from the female loneliness epidemic. Like the two unwanted ends of a bread loaf coming together to make a sandwich.
That's actually very accurate. I know plenty of girls that like, this is true, like, especially if like a girl has a kid. And it's true if, like, I think it becomes more true. From my experience, I think women start being perceptive of this at, like, 25. And I think by 30, a lot of them have, like, a massive level of, like, insecurity and, like, stress about it. It's super common. Not raising somebody else's kids. Exactly, yeah. Isn't it just obvious?
Two people who believe they are the leftovers of society. Two people using each other to temporarily numb the pain.
Oh, man.
Maybe it's not that fucking deep and it's just a funny meme. To be honest, I don't think this is an epidemic like the internet makes it seem like it is.
The
All the data basically says that women prefer to date men slightly older than them or around the same age as them.
Yeah.
And men tend to date women younger than them or around the same age as them. Large age gaps, for the most part, are rare. In relationships where the man is older, he's usually only older by 1 to 2 years. In relationships where the woman is older, 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
In all Western countries, only 8% of couples have an age gap of 10 or more.
Wow.
And couples with a larger age gap have more of a chance of getting a divorce.
I bet that's true.
But it is a rising trend to think about and keep an eye on. As the social landscape continues to change,
you know what?
So will gender dynamics, and I find that very interesting. But that's not
no,
my
hag
thing. What do you guys think? What do you think of hag maxing? Have you ever hag maxed?
No, I don't have enough eye to craft that eye.
Personally, I am married to someone younger than me. He was graduating middle school while I was going into college.
That's cute.
Well, to be clear, I did not know him when he was in middle school. I am not
you
married
might
to
actually
a middle
crash
schooler,
him.
not a groomer, folks. Do not put in the newspaper that I am a groomer. If you like this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon, link down below. It helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate it so much. Also, big shout out to Holtzkern again for sponsoring this video. Check them out, link down below, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye!
That's so fucking funny to me.
Hack maxing.
It is so fucking funny for me to see
Are
this.
you a hack maxer? I am not.
Just look at the history of arranged marriages, similar psychology. Read the comments. I'm very vulnerable right now. If any older women are reading this, let me link you guys a video. Get a video like that. I've watched a lot of Shuon Head's videos. They're really, really good. Yeah, I mean, the Benjamin Franklin thing was so out of pocket. Like, I'm gonna have, like, that's gonna take me a few days for me to process that. I'm gonna have to think about that for a while.
I was surprised Benjamin Franklin doing that.
Like, that's, ooh. You'd verify that? Yeah, I have to look that up. Fuck, man. A point that wasn't mentioned here is that a 14-year-old kid said to me on Fortnite that he would have to find a hag because he can't compete with people like Drake and Diddy in his bracket.
What the fuck? Oh, the kid going places, not forward places. So yeah.
That's something special, isn't it? That's fun. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man. The losing bracket, I guess so, bro. They're smurfing. Oh my god. Since you cannot say I'm looking at Benjamin Franklin anymore, feel free to mail me any ugly, disgusting $100 bills you may come across. Good one. Yeah, Don's every time she just give me a tour of some section of hell I hadn't heard about before. People don't know about this? Yeah, this is super common. Yeah. Older man dates a younger woman. He's considered a creep by women. Older woman dates a younger man. He's considered a creep by women and men. Well, the reason why is that the women that are out giving their opinion on who's a creep on the internet are primarily women that have unresolved personal trauma and issues that they've had with a family member or something like that, and they're externalizing that issue by complaining about somebody else on the internet. Most of the time, this is what a lot of people need to realize. Most of the time, people that are getting mad, talking shit, and starting trouble on the internet are doing it because of something in their own life.
Takes that long,
it's
you might be
like,
fast when you actually
they
enter.
just invented this problem, or they're just talking about this. No, most of the time, if
you
you
might
look
be
at it,
fast
like,
while
here's
you
a good
playing
example. Every single time that you see somebody hating on a streamer for making a lot of money, why don't you open up their Twitter profile? Because 9 out of 10 times, it's just them retweeting giveaways and trying to message like train wrecks to Train, can you give me a Bitcoin? Elon Musk, can I please have? I need a $10,000. Like, they're just basically fucking broke. Yeah, of course you're fucking mad about other people making it. Yeah, oh yeah, of course you want socialism. You're
Loading
fucking
into the world. Oh,
yeah, no
that
shit.
might be a problem. It
It's
takes that long to load
somebody
it.
give me, sorry, can anybody, here's my cash app. Can anybody give me money? Can I get like 15? I want to go to McDonald's. I really want to get McDonald's. Yeah, it's emotional intelligence. Females are great at reflecting. I don't know. I think that really, you know, is an ass man is my favorite thing. Yeah, Anne Hathaway doesn't get frag maxing. She refused to age past 25. I'm a groomer. Oh, God. He's young as Gen Z hipster slang. We call them sugar mommies, which is the style at the time. I feel like there's a million terms like this, right? I do think that this entire idea of this, I think a very big component of it is older women, hopefully, you know, like executing some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. It's older women writing articles about how younger men are dating older women, and they're thinking maybe, hopefully, eventually it will happen. If we write enough art, it's like Beetlejuice, right? You say it 3 times, he appears. Maybe if you write 3 articles,
make it like
you
an
can get
island,
a boyfriend that's younger than you.
Make it like an island where you can
happens.
stay, and the rest is just like ocean.
Yeah, there it is. The same I guess
and you have to
right?
like kind of mine down.
Downsides to appeasing them. Look. What people want
to
do
that's kind of
with
cool.
their
I
own
maybe
personal
do a challenge that in the future.
As long as the person is
like
of
a
legal age,
ocean, and you just
I don't care.
Kind of like
if you're trying to date 18-year-olds at 30, they're 18, they're adults. That's fine. Go ahead. I'm not gonna get mad about this. I'm not gonna try to like tell you what to do. Oh, you shouldn't be allowed to do this. Like it's so bad. Just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah, do whatever you want. It's consensual. Yeah, it's consensual between 2 adults. Whether it's a guy and a girl or a girl and a guy. It's that simple. Next trend is going to be single moms writing articles. That happens too. Yeah, it does. There's a lot of women that like they have a kid with somebody and then they have like trouble like dating another guy because another guy doesn't want to like take care of somebody else's kid. Lions solve this problem pretty commonly, actually. What the lions do is that whenever a male lion hooks up with a female lion that has a kid from a previous lion, he just kills the kid, right? Just kills the kid. Problem solved, right? Bears, yeah, bears, right? But like, you know, people like we don't do that. So yeah, it's like the whole like post-birth abortion thing isn't really as popular. But yeah, you have to delete the save game. Yeah.
Wait, I cannot grab a mechanical eye?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I ever
anyway,
had the iron. Oh, never mind. I just thought. No, I had an iron. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. It's a other soul. Yeah, Neptune shell turn in because it turns you into like a mermaid. Oh, I forgot what's the item called? What is the accessory that turns you into like a werewolf when you turn into a werewolf at night? like charm, not charm, like not and forgot the name. The recipe this will more pet master. Where's the accessory? Because I remember there is like something that transform yourself into like a werewolf when night came and that increase like just yeah this thing celestial shell this thing. Oh, I forgot about this thing. Like this thing legit so good. The celestial shell. See like the perfect item for you if you want to go for the like the war thingy, like the sea war. Maybe I should guess it item. What was it third? Like increasing defense, life regen, mind damage, and minion knockback. So it's a really decent item too. I probably need a better one because like the pigment necklace is fine, but I think I should get the papyrus thingy, which from actually better. Like where is it? Here's the papyrus, but it's from like the sea thing. Okay, let me see. Watching some other video. Godot engine activate are completely fucked. Hell yeah.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be once again talking about the Godot engine drama because there's been some more developments,
that long ago, it's actually like a main problem. Like every time you play, you have to wait for so long just to play the game.
And on top of that, a new fork of this game engine has risen with the goal of fulfilling the promises that Godot engine made to its community, and that new project has been met with retaliation from members of the original Godot engine community. Now, with Godot and a lot of other forums, whether it's game journalists or developers or localizers in the anime and manga scene, there's a lot of people who are activists in disguise. They are playing these roles, but their main goal is to be an activist. And if you put enough pressure on them, eventually you will squeeze out their true agenda, and that's what happened with Godot Engine a few days ago. If you want the full background of what happened, you can see this video of mine from a few days ago. I'll put a link to it in the description, but to sum up this video in the background in 30 seconds, Godot Engine comes out with this tweet basically embracing wokeism and saying that they're proud to be
I'm surprised, like the Godot thing, they don't have any like clause or like you know, like a contract about like not putting your political stuff when you on your company like company front page, so type things like that. Because I know a guy who worked in marketing, and he said he told me he used to basically manage the website for like the company, and the one thing that they told him again and again that never put anything politic in the front page of the website. You should focus on the product and advertising the product instead of like just focus on political stuff. So yeah, like that's like the main thing. Because if he do something and it costs the if he do something on the web page and that thing leading to the website getting like a backlash or they losing stock, he would be liable for getting sued. So yeah.
A woke game engine, and that's met with a lot of criticism, and this is the community manager who made the tweet, who has been causing a whole lot of issues we'll get into later in this video. And on top of that, their response to criticism of that post was to simply block everyone. Every single person who provided any criticism of their tweet, including some major financial backers of the game engine. And in response to that, we had more issues with the moderators of the related Discord server, this Xananax individual who was caught saying a bunch of slurs and other things. But on top of that, their response to criticism of this recent tweet from Godot Engine was to call these critics vermin, cockroaches, and other disparaging things. And of course, people got very upset about that, and eventually the Godot Foundation would make this quote-unquote apology, where they would basically say they're the victims in this situation and that they are the ones facing a harassment campaign, and they basically say everyone criticizes them are bad people, essentially. And that's where they let things off.
Might think your laptop will explode if you...
Now we have
it takes that long just
regarding this situation, some more people in that community getting exposed as activists, and also a very interesting alternative that has risen
customers. They like the entire customer base, yeah. The future.
So right off the bat, the backlash has been insane. Don't get it twisted. It's not just gamers and people on the outside who are upset about what they're seeing and criticizing it. It's also people in the gaming industry who are using this engine and now very turned off to this engine.
The laptop might get exploded. It takes that long to load into the
on Steam here, absolutely abysmal, completely flipped upside down over the last day or so. Now mostly negative, like greatly outweighing the positive reviews that happened before all this mess started. And looking into the community, people are sharing some very funny stories. Like one individual said that people in their community were banned for ridiculous things like saying guys, which they considered a not gender neutral term and was somehow offensive enough to get them banished from the community. And on top of that, some people have been dredging up some previous posts from the creator of Godot Engine, labeling it a really communist manifesto. And I think that phrase is a pretty accurate one when we see the post. But here is the creator, Juan Linietsky, who has basically gone into hiding while this whole situation is unfolded. You know, for a second you feel kind of bad because these are people that are causing trouble for him and Godot Engine, like the community manager and the moderators. But at the end of the day, he's the one who allowed them to exist in the community in the first place. And when
holy shit, I forgot that hot desert biome.
This guy dips instantly and just hid like a cowardly leader who can't face any sort of controversy. And this was the last tweet he made before going private on Twitter, basically saying that he wants to stay out of politics, and that's the whole goal. Meanwhile, his community manager and moderators are making very political tweets. But this is the post that people dredged up from this creator. Let me read just a part of it. You'll understand why it's labeled a communist manifesto in just a second. Encrypting saved games. Why? Because the world today is not the world of yesterday. A capitalist oligarchy runs the world and forces us to consume in order to keep the gears of this society on track.
The main problem is
the biggest market for video game consumption today is the mobile one. It is a market of
even more scary than the corruption
compulsively consume digital content in order to forget the misery of their everyday life, commute, or just any other brief free moment they have that they are not using to produce goods or services for the ruling class. And then the Intro 101 class at the Liberal Arts College stood up and applauded. Like, this is literally so ridiculous. This is something you would expect from like a 14-year-old LARPing as a communist on Twitter with 50 mental illnesses listed in their bio. Not someone who is a creator of a game engine. This is a ridiculous post, and expose this person as being political when they say over and over again, I'm not political. Well, here's their politics.
Oh, there's so much of it. What look is it?
I apologize, I wasn't able to get the screenshot of the tweet from this account before they went private. I couldn't find any archives of it either, but this individual made a challenge to the community. They basically said, if you don't like Godot Engine and what they're doing, and you think they're a woke engine, why don't you do better? Create your own game engine in response.
Oh no, why you don't create your better engine and people are getting mad if they're gonna create it?
And better than Godot Engine, and this gave birth to Redemtion Engine. Now they have a very simple purpose, and Godot Engine is a new open source fork of Godot with the goal of fulfilling the promise of Godot. We will be having a space on Friday, 10/4/2024. Time to be determined to formally launch. And this post was met with a great amount of positivity and encouragement. People thinking this is a very good response to what Godot Engine is by using the open source that they are provided. And here is Artur, a game developer we've talked about, saying this: the next few days will be interesting to watch. Redemtion is releasing soon. Thousands of eyes are curiously watching how it will fare. How many bold indies will capitalize on the attention and try to be the first game on this engine? Here's another individual saying, Godot is already using my temporal anti-aliasing from Spartan Engine. Tell you what, if Godot takes off, I'll bring over rendering boosts from my engine to Godot as well. To the community, I support free speech and I reject authoritarianism. I got your back. So right now, Godot is off to a blazing start. Over 10,000 followers already, getting the support of many people in the gaming industry. Things are looking great. What's going to happen next? Retaliation from those still sticking with the Godot engine community. The people who are activists are very upset about this. So here is Godot on October 1st saying this. Hello everyone, we just wanted to give a short update on the situation. Our Discord had to pause joins temporarily because we had a massive influx of bad actors and trolls who are posting things that could potentially harm
also they're attacking the red dot,
we knew that when this blew up that a lot of people would naysay and hyperfixate on every little thing that happens. They want us to fail. We have not formally launched the project. That happens this Friday. We are working to get a build ready for that. So the most predictable response is a bunch of people from the Godot engine community lashing out, acting like a bunch of spurgs, and honestly in a weird way kind of helping them with their official launch, because they decided to do all this stuff impulsively the second they could. And because of this, it basically made Godot engine speed run their vetting and moderation process. So now, when they actually launch, they're gonna have a lot more.
Yeah, it takes that long to load in the
place
game
already, so it's gonna be a lot
that
harder
might be corrupt, might be died. Yeah, I don't think you can log in the game.
And this would get even worse. The harassment campaign. You can see this tweet right here saying, "At Godot Foundation."
Hello? I think I'm back, right? Should be fine for now. Okay, now I don't know what the hell just happened. I think my internet is stuttering and die. God dang. And yeah, I think it's back now. It's fine now. It's zero drop frame. All green ball. Okay.
Celebrated in their echo chamber. So now that they've been pulled out of this and exposed for really who they are, and this has happened a lot over the last year on social media, in particular on YouTube, they don't know how to respond. It basically like malfunctions their brain. They've never dealt with criticism.
Okay,
it's like a spoiled child being told no for the first time. They cannot compute what is going on with them, and they just lash out. They don't know what to do. They even keep tweeting in this narcissistic fashion, even when they've been completely
I think everything's
destroyed.
fine now. Like my
and by the
stream's
way,
still
just
alive.
to
I thought it
clarify
died.
here, this person is still the community manager for Godot Engine after everything. And I think there's a lot of moving parts with why Godot Engine is facing backlash, but it all started because of this person, Nats, this community manager.
Yep. I don't understand why there's a like CEO, like the guy who creates the engine, just fires a person who doing it. Like this person driving your company to the ground, and you do not do anything, and you keep doing it, even though you say you don't want politics in your engine or anything, but you doesn't do anything to stop it. It sucks. Like if you don't want politics inside your stuff, you should tell them, yes, you don't want it. But you don't fire the person who keep bringing politics in it. It basically like it's just partially your fault now. So
is the person responsible for the domino effect of Godot Engine. They set into motion the downfall of Godot Engine with their tweet. If they had not made that woke tweet about being a woke game engine, this probably never would have happened. Godot Engine would not have been exposed like this.
I think you really long
to
enter the joke world, to be honest.
And you can look at one person and say they started the domino effect, and yet Godot Engine and its leadership don't have the courage to actually take any sort of accountability and make people in their community take accountability.
Yeah, they should impose their own rules.
Mess. So. Even if it hurts their own bottom line, it hurts their own company, they still don't have the willpower to kick these activists out of their community, which says a lot about them. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
If it were me, I'm just gonna fire them instantly, because they literally driving your company to the ground. Like, they did not like. It doesn't have to happen like monetarily. It happened right now, in the future, and it's gonna bring down your stock even more. Like, no way that you doesn't do. If you see this shit and you doesn't stop them. Ooh, look at that. But yeah, the Godot engine dying and get 240. Definitely not me. Definitely not the user. Oh, look, it's so long now. Okay, this. Oh, maybe I should try to kill the ice golem. Maybe I should try to kill the ice golem for the ice feather. That sounds like a good idea. But yeah, let me see. What, the dog workers? Oh yeah, I heard that the dog worker are on strike now, so they're gonna stop not productive, like stopping people doing it, which it can. Wow. Yeah, let me see.
For the latest on the dock workers strike, now in its second day, tens of thousands of dock workers at ports along the east and Gulf Coast continue to walk the picket lines. Here in our area, the panic buying among consumers has now started.
Yep.
At the Costco in Teterboro, people could be seen stocking up on essentials over fears that the strike could have impacts on our supply chain. New Jersey reporter Anthony
100%. The strike gonna happen through the supply chain.
Surprise.
Not only happen the supply chain, they gonna really annoying too. Like they're gonna increase the price.
Between management and the union, but the union workers say they're going to be out here as long as it takes so they can get a fair contract. Now, you talked about the people going to the store, customers going to the store. A lot of people online very early this morning before that Costco actually opened. Of course, this is the Jewish high holy days, so a lot of those folks were going shopping because of that one fact. But a lot of people also said they're getting prepared for the possibility that supplies will come up short.
Shit.
Oh, 100%.
That's smart. One of the local big retailers may be the result.
Look at them all. God
of
damn.
A frenzy of shoppers worried.
They're gonna be like COVID again, where people mass buying.
Have shopped like in the last like couple of days seen this happen? Like I haven't been to the grocery store in a while.
Especially if the dock workers' strike lasts a long time.
We are scared because we don't know. It's just like going over with COVID again. People rushing the stores, everybody's panicking, and that's why I'm here today.
I came in at 9:30. I was waiting online because I know people panic every time they hear something.
Some shoppers are not panic shopping, but when you mix in the fact that the Jewish high holy days are here, the crowds are unusually
I don't know what
large.
that has to do with it, but
I didn't come here because of the strike. I just came here because I legit every month I come to Costco, but now there's people panic shopping.
In the meantime, the striking longshoremen are manning the picket lines for a second day in a row. It's estimated the U.S. economy is losing billions each day.
Jesus.
The head of the New
Each day,
Jersey Business
goddamn.
and Industry
That's nuts.
Association says this strike could hit small businesses in the state hard
100%.
and fast.
Yeah.
The small business, they could get shut down quickly because they are relying upon those things coming in on a regular basis to actually fund a
That's what happened for COVID, right? How many of you
back.
guys like knew like a local store or something that shut down during COVID?
to build 100% of what they're putting out by way of a product.
Yeah.
This graph from the New York
For sure.
Waterfront Commission from 2019 to 2020
Time to kill the wyvern
shows the
again, myself.
salaries of dock workers in our region, with some making hefty salaries. But workers say the numbers don't reflect the dangers of the job or hefty salary.
I feel like it's not about the dangers of the job. I mean, yeah, of course that's a factor. But like a more important factor is the amount of hours worked. Like how much are they making per hour?
But workers say the numbers don't reflect the dangers of the job or take into account their work during COVID. A technology expert says if the walkout persists, some popular holiday presents may not be in stock because of a semiconductor shortage.
Christmas is canceled,
Many of those
guys.
are shipped from overseas.
Yep.
This will determine whether or not there's a good holiday and a strong economy, or a recession and Scrooge coming along and holding back the gifts that consumers love.
And you can see how the messaging a lot with this with this news article is about, like, it's primarily about the workers and how the workers will negatively impact individual people's lives and how much money the workers are making. So an average person would watch this and think to themselves, these workers are overpaid assholes and they're trying to take away Christmas.
Yeah, once again, you saw that graph there showing the salaries of dock workers here in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan
no
area. But that
PS5s?
does
Yeah.
not reflect dock workers in other places. Remember, this strike goes all the way from Maine down to Texas. And hearing from the ILA yesterday, they say some of their workers in some of those other ports make just over the minimum wage. So a fair contract
I don't know.
is vital for them and their families.
What is it?
That is the latest live from Elizabeth. Eyewitness News.
Thank
True. Yeah, very true. Yeah, there you go, guys. And just another day? Yeah, I guess so. And post-worker strike turns violent.
Oh.
What is this?
We start the top of the hour this morning with a Fox 5 News alert. Thousands of dock workers are on strike, causing ports across the U.S. to close.
Yeah, in total, 36 ports shutting down, including the port of Baltimore. Melanie Allenwick is there right now live, and she appears to be telling us since this morning that it's been heating up there, and it hasn't been a pleasant sight for many folks, especially the drivers coming in.
I personally think that the dock workers, this, in my opinion, should be a black pill for anybody who thinks that we have two political parties. We have one economic party, and I think that that economic party owns places like Fox, and I think they also own places like you just saw with ABC. And so whenever something comes in and it actually has a possibility of affecting their money in a tangible way, all of these different stations are reporting on it in a way that is,
never mind.
In my opinion, incomplete. They're reporting on this in a way that is deliberately created in order to make the port workers seem like they are the ones in the wrong. With the bias? Yeah. And it's a very, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
Is it's a very, very soft bias. But that's why they're the mainstream
like
news. It's because they're the best at it.
So yeah, you're an island and you
So
live
like
in
as
that
soon
island.
as you see it and you start looking for it, it's easy to find, but it can trick you a lot. US has a very strong anti-union streak. Well, one of the reasons for that is because the mainstream media is owned by people who have a vested interest in this strike ending.
That's right. So for some people, I think it might have been a bit of a surprise. However, this has been in the news that it could be happening for a few weeks now. So you can see the picket lines behind me here. And this is the main entrance to the Port of Baltimore, the Dundalk Terminal. And you'll see they're walking around the picket lines in circles. Now, Baltimore police were here earlier reminding the picketers that they cannot block the entrance to the port. The longshoremen walked off the job at 12:01 a.m. There was confusion and anger as picketers initially tried to stop trucks from entering, and it did turn violent.
Oh, oh no.
I come here for 7 years. I pull the trash and the debris out of here for the Port of Baltimore, and the officer told me to come back and make go in there and get out of my way, and they attacked me and broke the windshield and lacerated my face. Look at it.
Why though?
Now, we don't know exactly what happened. The union members said the truck hit one of the picketers as they swarmed around it. We did see an ambulance come to assist.
Why is they surrounding the truck?
That gentleman did speak with police officers. Again, we'll let the authorities sort out exactly what happened there. Now, 45 members of the International Longshoremen's Association.
The kind look like it. Even cover have it.
Difference in a number, isn't it?
And you see about how the reporting for this. It's not that the reporting is a lie. It's that it emphasizes the faults that they're making, because like it's indefensible to block the trucks. They shouldn't be allowed to block the trucks. They're totally wrong for blocking the trucks. Absolutely true. But the problem is that the faults of one group are being reported and the faults of the other group are not. Yeah, half-truths? Yeah, exactly. It's a deliberate omission. Yeah, it's very, it's gentle thought manipulation. Exactly.
They have all been asking for a 77% pay increase over 6 years and a ban on automation at their ports, a threat to their jobs, they say. Now, most retailers stocked up on goods prior to the strike, but if it lasts more than a few weeks, supply chain experts say it's consumers who are going to feel the direct impact of higher prices and product shortages, especially for things like fresh fruit, coffee, and cars. The U.S. Marine Alliance, which represents the ports, said it offered 50% pay increases and an agreement to keep current limits on automation, in addition to increased contributions to the retirement plans. But apparently that was not acceptable to the union members. We don't know what...
People say 77 pay increase is greedy. So ask yourself the question, if a company's making 77% more profit, do you think the company has... Like, do you think the company should pay the employees more money? I feel like they should. I mean, should it be 1-to-1? Maybe, maybe not, right? But I could see very easily people feeling like, and put yourself in their shoes, right? You're working at the dock 70 hours a week. The company is reporting record profits because of the work that you're doing that is putting irreversible damage on your body, and you're not getting a pay raise other than the privilege to be able to work overtime. Of course they're mad.
Is it a sub? Oh, I need to craft it into.
Fucking obviously they're mad. Yes, just quit if they don't like it.
You cannot.
Well, that's kind of what they're doing right now, right? Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think that it's that binary. So, like, if you don't like a job, like everybody here has negotiated a salary, right? I mean, like, or negotiated any sort of payment. Like, what is the logic here that you can't negotiate a payment at all? Of course you can.
The next steps are in terms of the negotiations. Now, we do want to let you know that West Coast ports do remain open. They are a different union and working under a different contract, and many supply chain leaders have rerouted some of their goods and supplies. But on the East Coast, it's going to have to be a wait-and-see situation as to how directly everyone is impacted. I want to let you know that, again, we are going to try to get an interview with one of the local union leaders here as soon as we sign off, and if we get anything from their point of view, we'll be sure to bring it to you.
All right, thank you so much, Mel. Certainly a lot
and
going
so
on.
You guys see how, and I could probably pull up another news excerpt of, like, you know, them discussing this topic, and it will probably say and be the same thing.
They try to portray some people who striking.
the focus is entirely on the bad actions of the union workers.
Yep.
And it has nothing to do with, like, what they're protesting about and, like, what's happening. It's greedy as fuck. And you see, right? So isn't it interesting that this graph is being shown with the amount of money that people are making, and it doesn't show the amount of profits the company is making? And so, yeah, poor versus poor, what the elite want. This is good that some people are doing it. Don't pit consumers against workers in an attempt to distract from corporations paying pennies. Without the working class, there would be no them. I'm going to be honest, guys. I scrolled down expecting to find a lot of people hating on these dock workers. This is a very reassuring thing. I'm really glad to see comments like this and people not being so easily baited. Maybe I'll end up being wrong about this. I hope I will be. It's honestly shocking. I'm very surprised.
Where is it?
We'll see how long it lasts, but it's great to see this. But this is YouTube and not the press like newspapers. Yeah, but this is what the public is thinking, right? This is what, yeah, turn out 50% off are crazy. Of course, there's going to be some people disagreeing too. Obviously, union leader makes $1 million dollars a year, not a yacht. Okay, yeah, this is more of what I was expecting, right? They're so greedy. What have you done? Shipping CEOs own several yachts. Yeah, true. Good point. $150,000 per year. Holy shit, these guys make plenty. But I respect their strike for demanding more. Yeah, plenty of people with families make 30, 40K. Who feels sorry for them? Certainly not the migrants or the unions. There you go. And so, there were some good comments, and there were some more of the, the comments that I very much expected to see more of, right? I saw a few of these linked to me, and I was going to look at this.
Guys, there's a massive dock worker strike going on right now that you need to be aware of. So I wanted to have this quick conversation with you just to kind of explain what's happening, guys, so you are aware of what's going on right now. As a consumer, you need to be paying attention. This dock worker strike that's going on right now will affect you if it goes on for more than a week or two. So please make sure you understand what's taking place here. So let's have this quick conversation, guys. The ILA, which is the union that represents the East Coast and Gulf Coast dock workers, is seeking higher wages and a ban on the use of some automated equipment. I'll dig into that a little bit, guys. But they say that the workers deserve to be compensated for the important work that they do to keep America.
I think the idea that they should ban automation is so insanely fucking selfish that I'm shocked that more people... I'm shocked that they even thought this was a good idea.
It's a bad idea.
Basically, you want to make the entire country less efficient so you can keep your job. It's crazy. So fucking selfish. Yeah, you can't stop technology.
Banning automation might stagnate some sector. Like some sector require automation to work. If you ban automation, you're basically grinding, making the production slower. So I don't think banning automation is like a good thing. So yeah.
This will only speed up the transition to automation. It will.
American commerce movement.
Selfish to who? The companies? The country is already efficient. It's selfish to the other people in America. Because other people, like, let's say automation, basically the implication is that if a company can produce more products, it can more accurately serve its audience. And it can do so with probably less money, because they wouldn't swap to automation unless automation saved them money. So basically, they're saying that they want the companies to cost more money. And I understand that a lot of people have this idea. This is a very disconnected idea that companies' money and your money are different. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Banning automation is just basically one way.
All of these people, like, if you work at a company like this, the odds are you have a 401k. You have money invested into the economy. You have money invested into the stock market. So to act like the money that, like, these corporations are making is, like, somehow different than the money that people are making, oftentimes people have their money invested in these corporations. Versus sucking out the 1%? You're not a 1%. You think only 1% of people have a 401k? That's crazy. What do you mean?
And growing. Okay, the dock worker strike began just yesterday, October 1st, and it involves more than 45,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association. It affects ports, and when I say ports, goods coming into America that are imported, goods that we buy at the retail stores all day, every day, right? So anything that comes into America that's imported in along the East Coast and the Gulf Coast of America from Maine to Texas, right, is going to be affected by that. That means that these dock workers are not doing their job to bring in these goods, and that will affect all of us eventually. Right? So the key reasons for this strike that's going on includes basically, like I said, demand for higher wages, job security, and they're concerned about automation replacing workers. Now,
See, like, here's the other thing is that, like, I actually think that if you should pay these guys more money, that's fine. If they want more money, totally justifiable. Like, I think that the, like, kind of like the middle class of America, where, like, these guys are, like, kind of, I mean, if you're making $400,000 a year, right, you're at the upper end of the middle class, to say the least, or $200,000, I mean, but still, right, you're making a lot of money. I think that, like, people in the middle class and, like, working class have, like, a massive, like, crab mentality, where when they see one group of people that are trying to fight for higher wages and fight for what they perceive to be, like, fair representation or anything like that, those people are, they're, like, jealous and they're mad because they're like, well, I'm not getting paid this much money. Why do you deserve to get paid that much money? When the answer, in my opinion, should be, I deserve to get paid this much money too, and so do you. But I think that there's so much, and this is why, like, I feel like this dock worker strike is another really good example of, like, things that I've said a lot, where I think that people are just so selfish that they'll never actually be able to, like, affect any sort of real change because they can't stop looking at somebody else who's in the relatively same position that they are and getting mad at them. Increasing wage is reasonable. Banning automation is regressive. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And that's the point, right? I think that the banning of automation and them fighting against automation is extremely regressive, and it's also selfish. However, I think the other stuff does make a lot of sense.
It is pushing for some hourly wage increase and greater control over how container royalties are distributed out to workers. So the strike could have major economic implications, guys, especially for supply chains and, of course, for perishable goods. So if the ILA dock worker strike continues, we as Americans may face delays in receiving these essential supplies and goods that we sort of take for granted that show up in the grocery store or at Target or wherever all the time.
And I think also,
35K you probably is good
really
if you live
hurts
alone.
Is that
But like if
that
you
was
kind
like
of like
the,
have to pay a lot of things, you kind of may need
guy,
more. So
with
yeah.
like the goatee with, like, you know, the white hair. That guy
The
apparently
35K
makes like
yeah,
900
good
or
enough
like
if you know how to
$800,000 a year or something like that.
spend your money.
And it's just really,
also
really
based on
bad
like the
PR
place where you live.
to
Too. If
have
you live
somebody
in like
talking about how,
the
we're going to
cost of
cripple
living,
the economy,
so, yeah.
we're going to do this, and then people find out that this guy makes nearly $1 million a year. Right? He's rich as fuck. Yeah, because it basically, like, whenever he says that, what people understand is like, okay, now I'm not going to be able to buy my groceries, or the price of my groceries is going to go up.
Okay, I'm going to try to
so
kill
what?
the mechanical worm then.
What do you mean, so what? Nobody wants to see somebody who's on a high horse who's making nearly $1 million a year use that high horse to cause them to have to spend more money on produce that they can barely afford in the first place. Like, if you can't, and I'm not, again, I've made it very clear that I agree with the dock workers about this. So I'm not saying that, like, this makes their cause wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's really bad PR. And I think that's undeniable. If you can't see that, I feel like you're so captured by your ideology that you're not thinking about what a normal person would see. Of course a person would see this.
Oh my god, look at the hell.
We'll start feeling the pinch here in just a little bit. Not only will it be a lack of those things that get shipped into America, but we may see prices go up as well.
Yeah.
This could have an impact on it.
Of course prices will go up. Somebody says, your take on this is wild. Automation and AI already killed thousands of jobs in the Midwest, and they never came back. There's not an answer for jobs or income when AI takes over. A company does not exist in order to provide you a job.
Oh my god, my game frame just dropping for some
in
reason.
order to provide a product to the market. If you think that mandating basically companies keep people on welfare by having regressive jobs that could be replaced by automation, but they artificially handicap themselves by not doing that, if you think that's a good idea, I think you're totally wrong. I think you are absolutely fucking wrong. And I think it is the most regressive thing that you can possibly say. And I feel like if we look at historically, every instance of somebody trying to do what you're saying, every single instance, at the end of the story, they're the bad guy, they were wrong, and they lose. So whether this is the Industrial Revolution, computing, the internet, I feel like those are three really big ones. You're not just wrong, though, you're clueless? Okay. Okay. Hisoka is gonna correct me. What do I not understand?
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
You can't use a locomotive, you have to use a horse is not a good argument. Yeah, no, we'll listen. All right, that's fine. I think this is, I really like this topic a lot. I'll be honest, I really like this topic. So I'm not mad at all. Like, I'm just like, I think you're totally wrong, but I'm not mad.
My game stopped dropping frame when I fight the destroyer. It's
Which
so
topic?
funny.
About like how automation and like machines are going to replace people. Yeah, automation's taking over because people are lazy and entitled and don't want to work. No, that's not true. I'll give him like maybe one more minute, and then I want to move on. Someone has to program how the robot works, so these dock workers will just get more training on how to work the AI and their jobs won't be taken. No. I think, like, yes, that's probably true to an extent, but to act like you can just retrain a bunch of guys whose job it is to pick up something and put it somewhere else.
I mean, those who doesn't have arenas, they trust in themselves to fight it, able to fight it. I'm not.
It's not going to happen.
I just fall in my area.
Got blocked, right? I mean, I don't know what to say. When steam engines were created, the Industrial Revolution made a lot of jobs and created a lot of new ones. This happens for every milestone in human history. Jobs get removed because of technological advancements. I actually think that your argument about the Industrial Revolution is bad. And so the reason why I think that it's bad is that the Industrial Revolution was designed, the Industrial Revolution happened because people wanted to create more products. Whereas automation and AI is being created with the explicit purpose of removing jobs and removing people from the economy. So that's the difference. I see what you're saying, but like basically the Industrial Revolution wanted to produce more. This is not aimed at producing more.
Okay,
it's aimed
at
producing maybe more, but the primary goal is doing it with less. So that's why I don't think that's a good argument. You removed my reply? Okay, I'm just gonna time you out. Sorry, I don't know what that is. We'll move on. Do you think automation will replace consumers too?
It doesn't do anything.
I think to an extent it will. Interesting topic there.
Enemy gain whip attack
not
speed.
Really.
Oh, so they just like increase your attack speed every time you whip enemy.
Perishable goods, you know, things that can't sit. Now listen, a canned good can sit on the dock for 6 months.
I still prefer this one more, but it's so
right?
like a
Vegetables spoil, right? So much of our nation's imports come through this East Coast and Southern ports. Retailers ultimately may experience some shortages as well. These goods that come in through the East Coast and the Gulf could be rerouted to the West Coast ports, right? Or air freight. Some of it, not much of it, right? But these are other options. But of course, what happens when everything that's supposed to come into the East Coast in terms of imports get rerouted to the West Coast? Well, the West Coast is going to get backed up and things are going to get more expensive and it's going to be less efficient. All of this is going to trickle down into perhaps shortage of supply and increased prices.
I need solar flight
in stores.
And here's what I think is going to be so fucking funny about this. Is that when the stores increase the prices for the dock workers strike, and they say that, and people are like, okay, and they're mad at the dock workers, eventually the dock worker strike will be resolved or it will end in one way or another. And do you want to know what's going to happen when the dock worker strike ends? The prices aren't going to go back down.
Oh no.
Yep, this is the welcome to the new normal.
It could ultimately significantly disrupt the U.S. supply chain, right? Shortages, delays in deliveries, rising prices, etc. So we should be paying attention to this and what's happening, guys. So, guys, I pulled up a quick article I want to talk about real quick. This article actually came out yesterday. It says dock workers may have the negotiating advantage in the strike against U.S. ports. And I'll just kind of go through a little bit of this, guys, and talk about it. The 45,000 dock workers who went on strike yesterday for the first time in decades at 36 U.S. ports from Maine to Texas may have the upper hand in the standoff with port operators. Now, there's several reasons why they may have the upper hand. We'll see, right? But organized labor enjoys basically rising support and has a string of recent victories in other industries, in addition to being kind of backed by what's considered to be a pro-union presidential administration.
I think that the public support will go away the moment that the public has to actually support it. People are, of course, willing to say, yeah, you deserve to be paid more money. But whenever that you deserve to be paid more money means that they have to pay more money, and then the person who's being paid more money is making $200,000 a year, because again, whether you think this is fair or not, this is what the media is showing people. This is what people's understanding is. This is what's written in articles. People are going to immediately say, fuck you. They're going to be mad. Yeah, it's it's understandable. I don't agree with it, but it's understandable.
Joe Biden, right, has kind of given lip service as sort of backing and being pro-union in the past. Now, when I asked about this a couple of days ago, the president actually came out and said, no, we're not going to do anything about it at this time. But the president has the ability to step in. We'll talk about that. I think this article mentions that later. The dock workers' negotiating stand is likely further strengthened by the nation's supply chain of goods being under pressure in the
basically in the future we're gonna get higher stuff.
Along the East
We're gonna
Coast.
pay more.
The union is also pointing to shipping companies' record profits. So the union is also saying, hey, look, the shipping companies themselves are making some incredible profit. Now, this profit has come basically because of shortages that resulted back a couple of years ago because of the pandemic that's still sort of lingering on. They're also pointing to a more generous contract that the West Coast dock workers achieved just last year. So the longshoremen workloads also have increased, and the effects of inflation have sort of eroded their pay. That's why they want more pay. It also says
this has happened. The problem is like this has happened to everybody.
The mirror, I believe.
This is the thing. Is like this. It's not like this is some kind of like special thing that they're dealing with. This has happened to everyone. And I think that it's been very common that companies have recorded record profits, and then people either get laid off or they certainly don't get paid more.
Article. In addition, commerce in and out of the U.S. has been growing, playing into the union's advantage, and also further enhancing its leverage is still a tight job market, with workers in some industries demanding, and in some cases receiving, a larger share of companies' outsized profits, which is what the longshoremen union is wanting right now. Now, the article goes on to say, I think this work group has a lot of bargaining power, said Harry Katz, who's a professor of collective bargaining, because obviously this is a CBA issue, collective bargaining agreement issue that needs to be hashed out and worked out. The dock worker strike, which is their first since 1977, could snarl supply chains and cause shortages and higher prices if it stretches on for more than a few weeks. That means higher prices for us. And this is why we have to pay attention. It goes on to say that experts say consumers won't likely notice a shortage for at least
imagine complaining about making six figures and throwing a tantrum that creates inflation for everyone. Here's the problem, though.
Yeah, the crystal dude is not that good.
A lot of the guys that are making a lot of that money, the reason why they're making a lot of that money is they're working more than a person would at an average job. So, like, if you make $80,000 a year and another guy makes $160,000 a year and you're doing the same job, that's not fair, right? But if you're working 40 hours a week and he works 80 hours a week, then it is fair. Because you need to look at the amount of money they're getting per hour and how much work they're actually doing. I mean, let's be real. Yeah, risk to health is a big factor too. Yeah, and also, like, this isn't like a desk job. I mean, I don't think that like this is like a life and death job, like working on an oil rig or being in the military, but it's certainly not as safe as working in an accounting
You can
office.
finally play the game.
Yeah, it's a physical job, and I bet it probably fucks you up in a lot of ways. Yeah. These contractors are done on a 40-hour week. The lowest level employees making $39 an hour. The lowest level employees making $39 an hour top step. Yeah, but like that's going to take them a while to get to, etc.
And
also,
until
like
the night
able to
came,
make an agreement, so why wouldn't these workers make
the night came, and I'm gonna try to kill the Iver Tulu.
But that's just a few weeks. This is so big and so massive, guys, and this is why we got to pay attention to it, because it just takes a couple of weeks of this strike to last before we may start seeing an increase in prices and a shortage of some of the supplies of things that we normally take for granted and go buy at the store, grocery store, etc. It says some perishable items such as bananas could disappear from grocery stores, although at this time of the year, most other fruits and vegetables in America are domestically grown and not processed at ports. So it says in anticipation of the strike, this is a good thing here. Most major retailers also stocked up on goods, moving ahead shipments of holiday gift items, etc. So retailers have some retailers have prepared for this thing, right? Not all, but some have. The strike coming weeks before a tight presidential election could also become a factor in the presidential race if shortages begin to affect many voters. So
I never enjoy eating banana anyway.
Point. Yeah, he's right about that, because like in the same way that I think people held COVID against Donald Trump, I think that if this strike is going on and people don't get the stuff that they want, they'll hold that against like Kamala Harris and Biden. Absolutely. I don't think it'll be as damaging because like Biden's the president, so people are really going to blame him, and Kamala Harris is the one running. So I don't think it's going to be like as bad as COVID. It's not going to be nearly as bad. But like I do think that sentiment will be there for sure.
Pressure could eventually grow for the president to step in and intervene to try to force a temporary suspension of a strike.
Yeah.
So
I already got a
guys
NASA
know, when it
already,
comes
so
to
I need
the
a megaphone.
The president has the ability to step in. It says in early picketing, workers outside the Port of Philadelphia walked in a circle and chanted, "No work without a fair contract." The union message boards on the side of a truck reading, "Automation hurts families," right? So this quick little map right here shows you the ports that are impacted from this particular strikes. And again, all the way up from Maine, near Maine, all the way around to Texas, guys, as you can see on this particular map. So all of these ports are ports that take in imports into
I don't have
America,
the cabbage.
and from there they're shipped out to the retail stores all
back to the
across
jungle to
America.
get the cabbage.
That's who's actually striking at this particular time. Now, it goes on to say, and I'm going to hit this point, that the president of the United States could actually go in and force workers back to work under what's called the Taft-Hartley Act.
He's not going to do that. They're not going to do that because that'd alienate a lot of people that are in like their like. There's no way a sitting Democrat politician is going to force people back to work. I don't see that happening. Yeah, Brandon's fairly pro-union. I don't see it happening.
The article itself says, under the Taft-Hartley Act, President Biden could seek a court order for an 80-day cooling-off period that would end
Biden's
the
broken strikes before, but not right before a fucking election. That's the point. Like, yeah, sure, halfway through his term, sure, but like not now.
Like, at least temporarily. But he has told reporters, like I mentioned earlier, just a couple of days ago, that he wouldn't take that step. Now, President Biden would obviously risk losing that union support if it went in and exercised its ability to enact this Taft-Hartley Act, where the president can step in. If the president steps in just weeks before a major presidential election, that's going to cause an issue because now you have all these union workers that are forced to go back to work.
Might do it. Is it going to force them people back?
Of course,
because it also doesn't do it that much.
From union people and people that are on these picket lines, so it becomes kind of a political thing as well.
Either what was they get fired?
Is it
going to be
that? I think
that's coming up. It said
it's kind of bad.
The White House continued to ask the alliance to negotiate a fair contract that reflects the longshoremen's contribution to the economy. Now, all this not to mention, guys, the recent Hurricane Helene that just came through
from Ohio,
the East Coast. It says, as our nation climbs out of the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, Biden said in a statement. Dock workers will play an essential role in getting communities the resources they need. Now is not the time for ocean carriers to refuse to negotiate a fair wage for these essential workers while raking in record profits. Ben Nolan.
So Biden wants them to come to terms and give the dock workers more money. Honestly, I agree with him. I think he's right. Yeah, I think he's right. Absolutely.
Transportation analyst with Stifel said the administration isn't likely to intervene until consumers start to see empty shelves or can't find critical goods like medicines. Medications and other things coming out of containers, Nolan said. I think if the administration wanted to have a reason to get involved, it's stuff like that. So this is huge, guys. Very, very big thing happening here. Could the president intervene? Yes. Could the president turn around and face some backlash from union workers that will be forced to go back to work? Yes. So our job as consumers, guys, is to pay close attention. The bottom line with this strike is this. The strike blocks everything from food to automobile shipments to nails to medication across dozens of ports from Maine to Texas from entering into our country and being processed and then shipped on. Of course, there's been some preparation by some retailers. Of course, they could go around the ports and go all the way to the West Coast and drop off goods there. But of course, that's more inconvenient, less efficient, will cause backups on the West Coast,
it's going to cause
and will
the
eventually,
prices to
just
go up,
weeks from now, not very long, trickle down to us and cause perhaps some shortages and perhaps higher prices. My personal opinion, I don't think the president will allow that to go on. I don't think it'll allow it to go on.
He can? No, I don't think so. I feel like, honestly, this is what I hope happens. My opinion of this, I think that they should give them more money, and I don't think that the dock workers should be able to stop automation. I think that's unfair. I think they should 100% be paid more money, especially like, oh, you're getting record profits and our money's staying the same. What the fuck?
Like they pay more, no automation. It's just like a wild claim.
Smack dab in the middle towards the end of a presidential campaign or a presidential race. But at the same time, it's going to be dicey if he decides to step in and intervene. But this disruption could cost the economy in America billions of dollars per day if this thing continues to
it doesn't exist,
it could ultimately, let's say this thing goes
on. Also, like automation in like ports like this isn't like a concept. Places in China already do this. And places like in like, I don't know if it was actually in China whenever I saw the video, but like there were places that had like machines, right? I mean, you're using basically an Xbox controller, right? Maybe probably not, but like something like that, just moving the machines around.
For 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month, 2 months.
Automated?
This thing could ultimately
so it's not
jobs.
like this is like a far off.
It could also threaten to increase inflation, of course, increasing the price of goods and services, cause shortages, and cause a major impact to regular, everyday American consumers.
I think there's too much water in the world, so
like it's not like
kind of like
economic
not
inflation
working.
of the value of a dollar.
That I'm thinking.
Like directly, but it's indirectly. Like if your dollar can't buy as many bananas, does it really matter because it's from the Federal Reserve or because of the company or because of the longshoremen? You don't really care. It's just the banana costs more money.
I wanted to do this video so you guys are aware of what's going on. This is my warning. Massive dock workers port strike will affect you if it continues.
Oh, 100% gonna affect
so
you.
Pay close attention to what's going on, guys. Listen,
Yeah, like
drop me a comment
not
below
gonna
and let
affect
me know
one
what you
course,
think
it's gonna affect
about
all
this
the courses
strike
as well.
going
Yeah.
on. How will
It's
it
gonna affect
end?
the
Let me know your thoughts in the
entire
comments
nation.
below, guys, and I'll keep you updated on this channel. The best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Guys, take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.
That's crazy how it's actually crazy. People, so many people use that as an outro. The peace thing, yeah, I didn't realize it was so common. But yeah, this is a good video. I agree with pretty much everything he was saying in the video. Well, the one thing I don't think Biden is going to try to break the strike. I really don't think so. And I think that if he does try to break the strike, he won't do it autocratically by like the Taft-Hartley Act. I think he'll probably just try to get them to like agree to something temporarily until like probably the election is over, so he can, you know, like not have to deal with it. Yeah, well, I'll buy cheap shit from overseas. We pay prices like this or supply issues could have purchased domestically. I think really, like...
you know, like, the best way to get cheap
really
item, you go to
happens
farm
is
markets.
that you have people that...
Yep, farm market is like
I think if you take a
cheapest
step
way
back,
for you to buy stuff. Because the main
big
thing is so
problem is
hard to
that
get a farm market.
a lot of the way that people see this problem is through the lens that the media portrays it. And I think that the lens that the media is like showing things is very
I
problematic.
may try in
I
the
feel
future.
like it's
So yeah,
extremely
rather
problematic to
go
the average person,
full
because the average person feels like,
water
wow, these guys are
playthrough.
making all this money, and you know, they want more money. It's not fair. And again, I think that it isn't fair, but in the same way, it's not fair to the person who's saying that either.
Farmer market,
work
like,
at, let's say, like
amazing thing.
Walmart,
You can buy
they
a
literally
pack of
are.
egg for $5,
But like
18 egg
you realize it's an
for like $5.
oversimplification, right? Like it's
It's
a
cheap
massive
too.
oversimplification if you say that these guys are making $200,000 a year. That's like saying a person who works 2 jobs
But the thing is that you can,
is in a better
it
spot
doesn't
than a person
always
who works
open.
1
It like
job,
sometimes it open and
they
sometimes you
shouldn't
have to wait
complain
until
about
a
having to
certain
work
day.
2
So, yeah.
jobs because they're making more money. They're working more, so they're getting paid more. Fucking duh. Like, you want to look at the hourly rate, how much are they making per hour, and what that is. It's the middle class stealing from the poor. That's how people are seeing it. Yeah, I don't know why people aren't seeing it this way. Automation creates jobs, higher technical jobs. Here's the problem.
But where is the bees? Where is the cabbage?
I think a lot of people whose job it is to pick something up and then put it somewhere else, I bet some of those guys are dumb. And I bet they're not going to be able to figure out how to learn high technical jobs. I'll just say it. It's grunt work, yeah. Like, you cannot convert a bunch of guys whose job it is to pick something big up and move it somewhere else. You cannot, at a 100% rate, some of them, sure, at a 100% rate, or even probably a high rate, transfer all of them to high technical level jobs. You can't make everybody smart. It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's grunt work, but it can be streamlined and not replace people. Why is it bad that it replaces people? So if the job is dangerous, if it causes physical bodily harm to somebody for doing it for long periods of time, and it's physically demanding, and it's inefficient, why do we have it?
You don't even need that mod. They like an item, like an accessory item, basically turns you in, do it for you. So yeah, but I forgot the name of the accessory.
It's crazy. Like it's so
like
regressive.
the fish bowl or something.
Very good point. Yeah, I don't understand. We live in a society. Yeah, I guess so. That's the point of automation. Yeah. A lot of the reason why, like, I mean, these jobs are not like these great, amazing jobs. In a lot of cases, they are hard.
It used to be a challenge,
or
like a Terraria, the brown challenge or the fish challenge or something. Basically,
complain to like Walmart.
Basically,
right? I mean, this
wearing
is
a fish bowl on top of your head, and you only allowed to do anything underwater.
Taking care of its
like
people.
If you stay out of the water
for creating a product.
too long, you
companies
basically
are not
drown.
responsible for taking care of people, other than effectively paying the people what they deserve. A company does not exist to provide welfare to the public. That's not the point. Like, and I think you want to know a really, really good example of that is Steam. Steam has so few employees. Is Steam morally wrong and morally worse than, let's say, Facebook or Twitter pre-Elon Musk because Steam doesn't have as many people doing the same job over and over? Of course not. That's like such an outrageously stupid thing to say. That this is like, so like it's the more people you employ, the more morally good what you're doing. Like it's insane. Would you be okay with the government forcing companies to have human employees? Absolutely not. I think it's regressive. It's insanely regressive. You're basically forcing inefficiency. You're mandating inefficiency. Absolutely not. Let me see if there's anything else here that's worth looking at. Massive inflation, panic buying, yeah, everything, right? So everybody's being super negative about this and making these guys look bad. And I think that, again, this is a coordinated effort from the singular monetary ruling class that stands to lose money and have themselves like lose money.
Well, I got 3 turtles. Can I summon?
And have themselves be put at risk.
I cannot summon turtles.
This is an unironic, like, mask off moment for that. And I think, again, you can look at the reporting for it and see how the reporting is completely one-sided about criticizing the dock workers for things that are very legitimate, by the way, but also the way that they're presented. Like the dock workers, who many of which make over $200,000 a year, right? Like, it's just the way that you introduce a person matters. You're trying to get people to have a certain opinion. You think the gold chain guy there was posted on purpose? I thought about that. I was thinking about talking about that, but like, and talking that out, I don't think so. I feel like that's not the case. I don't fully view it. The company should pay more. It's a genuinely good gesture or beneficial to both parties to increase wage if there's an increase in profit. But if the company loses, they can't reduce the wage. Or if the company goes bankrupt, it's the company that takes most of the risk, right? I think it is. And like, you're right about that, that obviously, like, yeah, it's harder to reduce wages. But at the same time, like, this has been going on for multiple years at a certain point. My resolution? I think that... I don't know. I mean, like, number one, what the fuck do I know? Okay, let's get that out of the way. Number two, maybe it would be a good idea to give them a pay raise and ensure that any of them will, if they want to be replaced by automation, if they like, basically ensure training for everybody who's currently there and ensure them a job in facilitating a transition to automation. Because I can't imagine a world where you don't have automation. Like, there's already places that have that. Yeah, it's that simple.
Yep,
yeah,
I'm just running. Let my someone do all the work. They help someone.
Yeah, be good.
Someone
Exactly. I think that's what to do. I'm not even really sure. China does it, maybe. That's where they offer 50%. That's my best guess.
But yeah, in the end, I believe that just believe like it's better if they're just only asking for high wages instead of, you know, focus on like no automated, no automated actually gonna regress a lot of sector downs. Not only regret a lot of sector downs, they're gonna make a lot of people doesn't like it. It takes longer to product stuff for you, so yeah. We know. What is it? Roblox in trouble.
This dress to impress situation is crazy. Like, this actually.
Yeah, no automation. Like, here, thing a lot. It basically the same back then. A lot of people complain, right? They complain because a new paper came out and people don't talk to each other anymore. And when phone came out, they also complain about phone because people don't talk to each other anymore. And now it's just automation. It basically like AI and all that stuff. The thing is that it depends on how you're using it. Really. Like, no automation is basically like the biggest no-no when it came to produce. Because it slows down like the whole progress of like a product down, so yeah. And because of that, it's gonna make harder for people to produce stuff. Like,
actually might be the wildest drama in Roblox history.
Fucking goddamn Roblox drama.
Let's go! Another one of her developers told me that she allegedly somehow got a photo of me and sent it in their group chat and that they were fat shaming me. Like, what?
Now, surely you've heard about Roblox, but what you might not have heard of is a game inside Roblox called Dress to Impress. Now, this is a widely popular game. I'm not sure why, but every single streamer and YouTuber seems to have picked up on it. Critical did a video on it a couple of weeks ago.
Whoa! 5.
That's 5.
And I personally only knew that the game existed is because of the countless people clipping Queso. One thing I absolutely adore about Queso is he always has like the biggest overreactions to the most menial things in a video game. Also, I do want to say I'm going to be doing a meet and greet in PAX Melbourne, Australia, the 11th of October. That's going to be between 5 to 9 p.m. We're selling some Darkwood merch and also an exclusive poster that you can't get in the store. All the details and stuff you need will be linked down below. Hey guys, you want to hear my Queso impression? I've been practicing on this for a couple of weeks.
Queso is fine, yeah. I like him. New summon. Clarence. Let me test. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, this thing look good.
Weeks. Oh my goodness, chat. Oh my golly gosh. That's the best thing I've ever seen. Wait, what's chat saying?
Sympathy of the night.
You
Oh, yeah,
look
definitely.
like
It
a
don't look
bowl
like sympathy.
of lard. The funny thing is, I've literally dug my own grave by doing that bit because, if anything, I am the professional clip farmer, not him.
Turn nudity off. Thank you, ex-jailbait for the 10. I'm not doing that, bro. Wait, you want nudity off? No, but that means the sensor is off, idiot.
The funny mic. The sword doesn't do anything. Oh my god, the sword.
Guys, you said nudity was on. Oh my god. I thought on meant like the filter was on. Jesus Christ.
Now, Dress to Impress was developed by a Roblox creator called Gigi as well.
I didn't pay attention.
You want nudity off? No, but that means the sensor is off, idiot.
The nudity. Oh, is a monster had nudity on? What the fuck?
Guys, you said nudity was on. Oh my god.
Oh.
I thought on meant like the filter was on. Jesus Christ.
Now, Dress to Impress was developed by a Roblox creator called Gigi, as well as the whole Dress to Impress group. Now, like I said, your favorite streamer has probably played the game at some point, but this has reached like international levels of fame. People like Charlie XCX even doing official collaborations. So essentially, Dress to Impress is a runway fashion game. You're given a theme and then a certain amount of time to dress in said theme. And then you get judged by everyone in the lobby out of 3 stars, and the top 3 winners are announced at the end of every round. And I mean, that's it. There's really not that much complexity to it. You just dress up and then you get voted on how you dress. However, there has been some drama around the game recently, which isn't as simple to explain. If anything, it is a rabbit hole. So there's loads of allegations towards the game's creator, Gigi, and sharing their experiences of either interacting or even working with Gigi. So going ahead, there's going to be a lot of different real names and usernames. So even though these allegations are very serious, I'm probably going to end up saying something like Mr. Squidward or something. So just please bear with me. So a lot of this drama begins with someone called Sarah. Their username is Mrs. Spongies.
Mrs. Spongy.
I know it's really serious. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but I just immediately thought of SpongeBob. So she shared her experience with Gigi in a pretty lengthy Twitter post. Now, for context, Sarah, Mrs. Spongies, is the owner of another Roblox game called It Girl. It Girl is a similar kind of game to Dress to Impress.
No, is it like
basically
two kids fighting each other?
Game. Dude, looking back on Bratz for a second, I'm looking at the figures because I remember my sister played with them a lot when we were kids. These figures look like mini Kardashians. Like, I am genuinely not surprised that so many girls grew up with like body image issues. To summarize, Sarah basically became aware of Gigi's attitude towards her game and some things that she allegedly said. That being directed towards the Dress to Impress team. Now, one of the biggest allegations by far is from what Sarah's saying. Apparently, Gigi was planning to frame Sarah as a rapist, and that would happen if It Girl became more successful than Dress to Impress. She then goes on to share 2 screenshots of ex-developers, sharing this experience with Sarah. But one thing I do have to say, because obviously these are really serious allegations, there's no actual screenshots available of Gigi actually saying this. So the next claim that Sarah makes is apparently Gigi wanted to do a DMCA takedown on It Girl for copying Dress to Impress. Now, I don't need to explain, as a YouTuber, doing a DMCA is basically career suicide. It is the worst thing you could ever do. You know, a good example, if a YouTuber makes a video on you, you don't like that video, you DMCA take it down. You've basically marked yourself to be openly attacked by every YouTuber on the platform. I know there's loads of communities, loads of opinions online, but everyone that isn't delusional seems to have the exact same opinion. DMCA takedowns are really, really scummy. Usually because they're so easy to abuse. I mean,
really nice.
Good example. Right? Online, there are various videos of me saying the N-word from like 7 years ago, and I say this time and time again. I'm really embarrassed by it. You can see that I'm some like fat, pasty white kid that never left the house. But am I going to go around and like DMCA take down those videos? No, because even though it's using my content, one, taking them down would just make a Streisand effect where everyone fixates on it more, and two, I think it's a good reminder that I was a fucking moron. Now, Sarah clarifies that her game has been in development since last year and was inspired by different games not Dressed to Impress. Games like Nova City and Royal High. Honestly, I've never heard of any of these Roblox games in my life. Like, I had no idea the Roblox rabbit hole is so deep. Like the only game I know about is Pressure, because everyone keeps begging me to do a main channel video on it, and then Weather Survival, because that's a really funny game to play with the boys.
Oh yeah, I heard Weather Survival, like a lot of people I knew play that game.
Popular, but then again, I kind of get it, because obviously it's Roblox, right? It's going to be played predominantly by kids, and the problem is with kids, they have no money. I know this is like the most, oh, I'm the alt kid, but I remember growing up, like I never wanted to play Roblox. I never wanted to play Club Penguin. The one game I wanted to play was actually the Orange Box. If you remember that, it was a package of games that came out on console. It was like Half-Life 2 in the episodes, Portal and Team Fortress 2. I still remember playing the demo for Half-Life 2 Episode 2 on my Xbox 360 and then like begging my dad. I was like, please let me buy it, please. Only to realize that you couldn't just buy it off the store. You actually had to go into an actual game store and buy it. Yeah, remember when game stores were a thing? I don't know where you guys are watching this video right now, but game stores in the UK, like video game stores, they are relics. Sarah then goes on to say that Dressed to Impress didn't really invent the layered clothing option in Roblox that it's most popular for, and also went on to say it's really bold that Gigi is accusing It Girl of being a clone, since Dressed to Impress and another game called Fashion Famous are very similar. Now, the screenshot she shares shows one of the ex-devs mentioning
so basically it's just a bunch of people copying each other and
joke,
get mad.
But as time went on, it was obvious from their perspective that Gigi wasn't joking anymore.
Hey, I got myself
Sarah also goes on to say that she's been really frustrated with the amount of trolls in her game, apparently because of Dressed to Impress, and even going on to say that she would like stop the trolls if the roles were reversed. Now, one point she does make that's really interesting is she says, admittedly, that Dressed to Impress is one of the most popular games on Roblox. Like, not joking right now, if you type Dressed to Impress on YouTube, you will see a horde, an absolute legion of women playing this game. It is incredibly popular, and I think it really does go to show that you have even men playing this game as well. Like I said earlier, Crystal and Queso, so it's reached basically every aspect of the internet. Basically, the point she's trying to make is Dressed to Impress is so popular, why does It Girl pose a threat to it? And then she also shares a screenshot, apparently, of Gigi apologizing and admitting to this behavior to Sarah. Now, the next issue that Sarah has, and believe me, this list is extensively long, apparently Gigi tried to share around an IRL picture of Sarah. This was in the Dressed to Impress group chat, apparently trying to fat shame her. However, Sarah actually says that she hasn't shared any photos of herself online, but was upset when she found out that Gigi apparently just was bullying some random girl online, thinking that it was Sarah. Sarah says that the ex-devs actually don't have any screenshots of this happening, but apparently this was because Gigi would delete the messages after she sent them in the group chat. Then she shares messages of Gigi apologizing to her, but then allegedly after hearing that someone was going to make a doc on Gigi, she pretty much states that the apology wasn't enough and it was only really for damage control reasons. She then finishes off her statement by showing a random screenshot of Gigi making fun of her and her alleged friend's hands, saying that they are fat and white. But oh my lord, the allegations do not stop there. There was another user called Peacherino, and they started a thread connecting to Sarah's original thread with even more allegations, including inappropriate jokes, harassing minors for inappropriate photos. They also go on to share some alleged racist messages that Gigi sent, saying one of the reasons she hired her employees was not to be claimed as racist anymore. Most of the messages I can see here are just mocking different types of black hairstyles. And apparently, one of the ex-owners, Misuki, also shared a doc. This including some of the racist and adult screenshots and left when they weren't happy with Gigi's actions. Peacherino also includes alleged reusing of assets from other projects that she worked on, and then telling an ex-dev that they are fat and faking a suicide attempt, and then firing said employee straight after. So yeah, we're done. The allegations, oh for God's sake, there's more? There's more? I want to be done with this, man. So there was another individual called Jen Demi. I'm very sure I'm mispronouncing that. This could be another Metro's Booming Track situation, but I'm really sorry. So these allegations included, God, there's so many. There's so many, man. They were alleging that Gigi was hacking another game called Fashion Dolls and trying to have Jen leak the info. There was another claim from Jen as well, saying that Gigi was lying about her age and trying to get inappropriate photos of a fan in Jen's game. Gigi apparently as well stealing Jen's ideas for Dress to Impress, asking for extra payment, all kinds of sexual and rude comments, and being hurt when Gigi went on to hire a lot of Jen's old staff for Dress to Impress. Dude, I had no idea that the Roblox scene was so ruthless. Like, this is like an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So again, the allegations so far have been, you know, very severe. Hopefully there won't be
more
weight painter. Wait, do they draw fat art? Oh, they don't do fat art. My brain is so cooked. So former weight painter Vixen also chimed into the allegations, sharing problems with Gigi's behavior, delays in payment, claiming that Vixen was copying and stealing Dress to Impress's dressing room, calling Vixen as well a weight gain queen, and also some homophobic jokes that Gigi made in the past. And there was... Jesus, man. God, that is so... I have genuinely never seen more... This is like all of the Avengers going up against Galactus. The amount of people like dogpiling during these allegations. So there was another person that spoke out. This person was a dev for the Roblox game Fashion Stars. And they also went on to say that Gigi apparently threatened to take down their game and, of course, making fun of it. There's also multiple accounts that would share like really wild claims. Some of them saying that Gigi won't add plus-size models into our game, or even hacking older game models naked to show off like their hourglass figures. And that would be so that game would then be taken down by Roblox for sexually explicit content. And again, oh my God, I really wish we were done. I wish we were done. I wish there was no other allegations to talk about. So one of the biggest ones going around is that Gigi apparently banned a huge OG Dress to Impress streamer slash influencer called RuPaul's Doll. Now, I have no idea who the hell is it, people? I assume it's a play on RuPaul, as in RuPaul's Drag Race, a show that as a straight man, I enjoy immensely. Haha, lol, he said straight. And RuPaul was kicked from the influencer program. Why? Because apparently he was promoting Sarah's game, It Girl, instead of Dress to Impress. So this is the equivalent of you eating at McDonald's your entire life, and then you go to Burger King one time, and then you're barred from all future McDonald's because of that one time that you went to Burger King. And this apparently wasn't even the first instance. There was another Roblox YouTuber, Susie Builds, apparently getting kicked out for a similar reason. Now, usually when going over allegations like this, it takes a while for the person accused to, you know, collect their thoughts, maybe gather screenshots to rebuttal. I personally think there's a really bad stigma around people that get accused of things need to respond like immediately or they're guilty. Like, to gather everything, it genuinely does take quite a bit of time. Now, I'm not saying that everyone that dips from the internet is working on a response, by the way. Some people do just actually tend to dip and wait for everything to blow over. But Gigi actually pretty quickly released a statement of her own, basically addressing everything from her perspective. Now, thankfully, this Google Doc is only around 4 pages long. Usually they go for like 20, 30, sometimes even hundreds of pages. So this is a pretty concise document. Basically, to summarize it briefly, so I'm not just reading word for word, Gigi is apologizing for her behavior and is learning to be more aware of how her actions can impact others. She claims that Sarah and her team shaded her first, and she had a knee-jerk reaction and said some pretty nasty stuff that she regrets. Now, despite that, she denies ever calling Sarah fat. She says that she was never racist, and no photos of minors were actually shared. She apologizes to Chowie, the employee that she mocked about having a fake suicide attempt, and for how she handled his mental health issues while working under her. She also apologizes for the fatphobic comments because she thought that those people were her friends and that she could trust them with her jokes. I think that's pretty safe to say. Keep it in the boys group chat, and if there is no boys group chat, keep it in your head, which is probably the most self-destructive thing you could ever do. However, some of the people that Gigi mentioned in the statement and apologized to weren't pleased with it. Sarah immediately responded with a screenshot of the apology, doubling down, saying that an apology from Gigi wasn't enough, especially about the whole, you know, framing Sarah as a rapist. Charu, the employee that Gigi made fun of, still claims that Gigi is lying about the fat shaming. So what's the public perception on this? Usually it's a slam dunk one way or the other, but the opinions here are very split, and I'll be honest as well, I don't don't really ever cover drama like this. Usually it's within like the whole kind of, you know, commentary sphere. But this is like this is definitely a very woman-centered drama. So it's a lot different to what I usually talk about. So obviously you have a large portion of people that are upset at Gigi and freaking out and they don't really want to support her anymore. Or you have complete conspiracy tinfoil hat theorists saying that all of this drama was perpetuated just to promote their games, as well as to bring down a trans girl who is 17 for being extra edgy, basically claiming that Sarah is 21, starting beef with a 17-year-old. By the way, the confirmation about her being trans is still like a little bit up in the air because it was in her bio until she removed it from her bio, and a lot of people are now like kind of parroting that across the internet. So take that with a grain of salt. You could take it with a pinch of estrogen.
So basically, a bunch of girls just.
Meanwhile, there's also a portion of people that don't care about the drama. They're not going to drop their favorite game because of it, and they're actually making jokes about the drama inside of Dress to Impress. So, in conclusion, a very brave statement incoming, trademark, copyrighted, badass seal of approval. Gigi has definitely said some crazy stuff, some insane stuff, if you will, that definitely makes the situation insane or crazy. Or could this be drama? I don't know. I'll be honest, at the minute, like the way I title videos, like every other commentary channel, it's basically just like, you know that bit in South Park where they were talking about Family Guy? I think it was like manatees that pick balls, and it's just like they all slot in. The drama slash situation is insane slash crazy. Late stage capitalism has fucked us, bro. We're done. Now, keep in mind as well, though, Gigi has actually apologized and acknowledged that she's learning and understanding how important her actions can be on others. I know a lot of people will write that off as the Logan Paul apology. You know, so many YouTubers are like, I'm gonna take some time off here to learn and grow and change as a person.
The reactions you saw on tape were raw. They were unfiltered.
And I mean, yeah, she's 17. Like, you're not going to be perfect, and you're probably going to have some kind of like edgy period in your life, like most people that age do. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, I don't think my brain was fully formed until I was like 24 or something. Now, hopefully, you know, Gigi is being very genuine about her apology, and she will change her ways. Because I feel like the way it works for stuff like that is when you apologize and say what you did is bad, that's like your one chance, and it's gone. And then if you're caught doing it again in the future, like it's over. Like you're done. Everyone is going to write you off. They're going to say the boy or the trans girl that cried wolf. But obviously as well, I do feel bad for Sarah, as having someone joke about rape towards you is pretty uncalled for. That's a brave statement. And again, I feel like a lot of these issues could have definitely been dealt with in private, but that's the way the internet works. You get more clicks, you get more attention if you call someone out. Sorting something out privately, that's boring. Wait, no one gets to see that and like my tweet. Oh, that sucks. Nah, I'm just gonna post everything and call you out. Now, a lot of people have been saying, how has there been so much drama of a Roblox fashion? But genuinely, like looking into it, I am not surprised at all, because this is like the most LA focused Kardashian, I know I've said that 3 times in this video, Kardashian based thing I have seen in my life.
Is that like a new thing? I never heard
women
about
do 2 things very well: shop and talk. And men do something even better: regurgitate the situation into an over 20-minute long video, putting mid-roll ads in to make more money.
Oh. Or try to get the jellyfish thingy if you want to see underwater, so yeah. The Jesse drama is so funny. It's just basically 2 high school children fighting each other. But two grown women had middle school mentality, so yeah. Wait, I thought it spawned everywhere, like the jellyfish necklace, mainly from the purple one. More like from the pink one, so yeah, like the jellyfish stuff. Dodging. Doesn't see any well water. I think it's the next night, maybe, because it almost a full moon. Dragon. Is the Trident even had any changes, or is it the same? I don't know. Like I doesn't use spears. I don't know. You were faster in the water. Oh, that actually like a new thing. I didn't know. I didn't know like the trident allow you to move faster in the water because I never used it. But interview erase creative question West. Oh, was it remove the interview from
Hey, what's
the
up, guys?
Dragon
Here.
Quest?
So today we're going to be returning to Dragon Quest III Remake because we have some more updates regarding this release. So a few days ago, a video went viral sharing the thoughts of the Dragon Quest creator who expressed his concerns about censorship of this game in order to make it into Western markets. That video has since been deleted, and a lot of people believe this is an act of further censorship. Now, before we get into the most recent updates, I covered this situation a few days.
Yeah, the thing I heard about the Dragon Quest is that they remake the Dragon Quest 3 and they just censor and mistranslate so many stuff in the game. Or not mistranslate, more like localize it. Yeah? Localize it. So many stuff in the game and people start hating it and they start calling it out, but most people doesn't care. But like the game dev, like all the people just call them like stuff. Yeah, I think if you cannot adapting like is a way it is, you shouldn't adapt it. I don't like it when people taking stuff from other I don't like it when the western side of the game industry changing the eastern side of the game to fit their worldview. It's so bad. It basically like you translating like a book, right? But you don't know what they're saying, so you change the way they translate. You change the definition of some word there. It basically derails the whole story. Yeah.
Days ago, and to sum up what was taking place in this video, and if you want the full story,
I just don't like it when you
video in the
censor
description.
stuff.
Essentially, there was a lot of concerns about this remake. There was concerns about the biological genders being removed from the game and replaced with Type A and Type B body types. On top of that, some of the iconic designs of this game have been censored in the remake, and all of these concerns were addressed by this video that went viral on Twitter, where the Dragon Quest creator alongside the former editor in charge of Dragon Ball would talk about those two issues in particular, both citing them as acts of censorship that they clearly didn't like. And on top of that, they blamed a lot of the censorship on the demands of the Western market, in particular the United States. And they really just didn't understand why they have to go through all these hoops in order for these games to be properly labeled or rated and properly introduced into those markets overseas.
Kind of one of the reasons I stopped watching anime because like so many wrong translations, so I stopped
and also the
watching
YouTube
it.
video with that interview has been taken
Nah, I just read
down
manga.
for reasons we'll get into later in this video, but a lot of people believe this is a further act of censorship trying to cover up the tracks of this video and also the statements made by the Dragon Quest creator that was seemingly questioning some of these acts of censorship for this remake. So in wake of that video going viral, a lot of people are coping and seething on Twitter. They saw the creator complaining about censorship of his game, and they turned around and called him a Nazi, a bigot, among other things. It's absolutely insane. Here's some examples. So this user saying, Yuji Horii going Nazi was not on my bingo sheet. Where a further conversation would ensue in this thread, this person saying, Yukio, what in the blue blazes are you talking about? How does that make him Hitler? Where they reply saying, pretty much welcoming culture war tourists who tend to be Nazis. Where they are responding here with, by complaining that the game they made had to be censored, you can't chastise someone because grifters will latch onto a thing. Look at how much stuff I call out on a daily basis that some grifter might too. Where the original poster responds saying, it was censored because of Sero, and that's been consistent for over a decade. The Type A and Type B stuff is not censorship. Where the other user replies saying, I mean, they outright said it was due to Western Puritans. The sex education thing was a mistranslation, and that mistranslation is going to be very important for the end of this video, so keep that in mind. But eventually, in a deleted response, that original poster would just straight up admit that they didn't even watch the video. They didn't even watch this interview. So
they don't even watch the video.
This creator a bigot and a Nazi
and they're just calling names
over a video they didn't even watch. And the video is like less than 3 minutes, by the way. So you don't have the attention span to watch that video, but you have the attention span to make this long thread calling them a Nazi. It's absolutely insane.
Bro,
Now, in some other conversations, we saw users pointing out the fact that a lot of people are wagging their fingers at these Japanese creators and saying, basically, we know what's best when it comes to censorship. Your values are skewed, and we have to remind you what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And users, as you can see here, are basically saying that's very infantilizing and offensive to say about a group of people, where this user responds saying, I think Japanese people are often extremely conservative dumbasses. Yeah, so on Twitter, in case you don't know, the only thing that's comparable to the open racism against white people is racism against Japanese people. Like, those are two things that are rarely questioned, and they just thrive for some reason on social media. Those are safe targets to go after, and we see this happen every time there's drama involving a Japanese company or a Japanese person. There's always some weird racist remarks that largely go unquestioned. But here's another example from someone trying to claim that they're a part of the Dragon Quest community, making this little comic here saying that essentially the Dragon Quest community doesn't care about DEI and censorship of their game, which is ridiculous. If you support censorship of a hobby, you are not a part of that community. I don't care if it's Dragon Quest or anything else. If you support censorship, you should not be a part of the community because you don't have their best interest in mind. And this user would respond basically saying you're fighting a straw man to feel good about yourself. By saying this automatically moved because you're a pedo. Good day. Yes, the classic Twitter tactic of running out of any sort of a real argument and then just labeling your opponent as a predator and just slandering them because you have no actual response. And we would see something similar here, as shared by this account. As expected, Dragon Quest fans are already turning on Ori and trying to paint him as some kind of an extremist because he doesn't want his own game to be censored. I've seen the past few days calling him a Nazi, a chud, wishing on his death, etc., all because he spoke up. And here's some examples. Basically, some people are saying, I'm Japanese, these translations seem correct. And even one of the detractors says, well, the translations seem mostly correct, but I'm not going to watch it again because having to listen to two 70-plus old dudes ramble on about the good old days of not having to care about offending people makes my brain hurt. Yes, it makes your brain hurt to hear people who are confused that their entire life doesn't have to basically revolve around not offending a bunch of sensitive people on social media. But they go down here to continue talking about these people in the interview, trying to slander and label them all kinds of ridiculous things all over politics. And this interaction further here, it really just sums up how delusional some of these people are. So this user says, no way 70-year-old Japanese men talking about the good old days where they could sexualize underage girls in their games.
What the fuck?
Would have never,
what is
I would have never seen it coming.
Talking about?
Where this user says, Dragon Quest is like the least pedo game out there. What are you talking about? And another user said, they have not sexualized any underage girls, and these men are renowned grandfathers of JRPGs. Show some effing respect. Where they're hit with a negative downvote here, which is insane. Someone getting bashed on Reddit for saying don't slander people over drawings. I mean, it's the most Reddit thing, honestly. Let's be real.
Man, I'm so glad I never used Reddit.
Character thing for any interaction. But
at least on Twitter, people can shoot on you.
So they take down the original tweet and the YouTube video. But everyone's seen it, right? The message is out there.
Reddit used to be good. Reddit's like early 2000 and 2010s used to be good, and now it's just trash.
Including this particular post that is still up as of recording this video, that actually got way more impressions than the original video. This one racking up 18 million views on Twitter. And part of the reason it got so much attention is because Elon Musk would quote retweet this and, of course, give it a lot more of a signal boost than the original video had. And people got very upset about this. Seeing Elon Musk engaging in this conversation, you have people like this saying, you stay away from Dragon Quest, which leads to this amazing quote right here where this user says, what's truly insane is that these weirdos' takeaway from this Dragon Quest thing is that wokeness is ruining games and censoring them when it is literally and always has been the religious right that is censoring them. How can you possibly get...
Okay, the religious right-wing bullshit thingy happened like early 2000, and they don't focus on the clothes or the sex in it, or like the how does a woman wear. They focus on violence on video game. There's so many things they talk about, mainly focus on violence in video game. Like how many people, like almost every time that type of thing show up, they always show GTA or like some Call of Duty game. They doesn't talk about like women in video game being sexy. Like never. I never heard of those people talking about. They always talking about like violence in video game. That is.
Get to that conclusion. Yeah, the 90s called and they want their discourse back. This whole thing about religious groups censoring games.
Basically, these people the same. They people basically the same at the religious right wing want to censor video game. Different flavor, same shit. They didn't change
Games
anything.
has not been a thing,
They
at
do
least
the
in the
same
United
thing as
States,
back
for
then.
many years. In fact, you think about what's being censored and how it's being censored here. Do you think any religious organization would support a type A and type B body type? I'm pretty sure they would support the exact opposite of that. And these people don't understand the closest thing to religious censorship here, or censorship from any sort of religious group, would be these woke people censoring these games, because they function much like a cult. So if there's anything close to a religious group censoring anything, it is the wokeness. They act just like a bunch of fanatics. And that's how they censor all of these things and demand that these things be censored. And anyone who talks out against it is dismissed as some sort of a horrible, disgusting person. But going on, you know, you think about what we just saw there and the type of people that these companies are dealing with and what these creators in particular are dealing with. Don't forget that Square Enix was a Sweet Baby client. At least they were publicly listed as one only up until a few days ago. Now they have their name
Sweet
removed
Baby
from this
in,
list,
oh
and
my
whether
god,
they're continuing to
this
work
goddamn
with
company
Sweet Baby
still
in
going.
the background, just not showing it publicly, we don't know. But they have been working with Sweet Baby for quite some time, and don't be mistaken, there's definitely some sort of an influence on the direction of that developers, because it's clear that they've gone that route with their products, and you're really just dealing with insufferable people. And this is a quote from the interview saying, doing business with such a ridiculous country is really frustrating, referring to the United States, because we have people like Sweet Baby constantly trying to wedge their way into every project. We have a bunch of people crying on social media over the most benign things and demanding things be changed to essentially conform with their delicate sensibilities. It must...
But here's the thing. Diversity already exists in video games. They still there. They don't care about diversity. Back then, people create a character, and that character fits the story. Sergeant Johnson from Halo is a black man. Samus is a woman. Bayonetta, woman. So many main characters from different games. It basically, you could consider they like diversity, and they are insanely good character creation. Why? Because they're not a checklist. They create a character that fits story more. Gear of War, Dom from Gear of War is basically a Mexican, and everyone loves him. That is. Because why did they love him? Because he fits the story. Also, everyone like Coltrane in Gear of War too. So yeah, like it's not just because like video game back then are so racist they doesn't want any time. It already diverse. It just people don't see those people at like checklist rather than character.
Must be exhausting. Now let's go back to the original post sharing that interview. Like I said, all traces of that original poster's videos have been removed, and a lot of people have come forward in articles and Twitter threads over the past couple of hours, basically dismissing the entire interview as the product of mistranslations. Basically saying the entire interview and everything they said is completely worthless because it's all mistranslations. But in reality, there is only one mistranslation. And the original account that uploaded the video has sent out an apology, and it seems to me, and this is just my opinion, it looks like this was made by a lawyer, where they say, "I would like to sincerely apologize for the incorrect English subtitles created for Mr. Kazuhiko Torishiyama statement. In the scene where he mentioned Puritan, it was mistakenly translated as sex education."
What?
Which, by the way, looking at the context of that quote, he was basically saying that religion has an influence on sex education. But the proper translation now says Puritan, like Puritan culture, which is more accurate and seems like it makes more sense. And that's not a part of the video a lot of people really cared about. People cared about the comments of the Dragon Quest creator
I probably need to find a
referring to
better
the Type A and Type B body types, the censorship of the outfits, and how they seemingly had that stuff forced upon them, and they don't really like it, and they're doing this because apparently to them they have been made aware of some sort of context where they have to do this in order to get into Western markets. Those are the way more important parts of this interview, and you're saying one mistranslation of one phrase in this nearly 3-minute interview is enough to basically dismiss this whole thing. And a lot of people are looking at this and thinking this is an act of censorship, and this person felt a need, maybe out of fear of a lawsuit, to take down the related videos. And a lot of people have noticed, and a lot of people are saying, wait, this seems like they're trying to cover up what was said by the Dragon Quest creator, and now they're trying to wipe this off the face of the internet. But as I said earlier, the internet is forever, and these videos are all over the place. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with YouTubers and other content creators who covered samples of this interview, because are they going to go try to take those videos down? I think that would be a very big mistake. I don't think people are going to fold as quickly as this, and
they're
they
going
will
to
put up
strike
much more of a fight.
the copyright strike
as a
people
PR
for that video.
perspective, if they do something like that, that is about the worst thing they could do. It's a fair use of that clip, fair use coverage and commentary. So if they want to go that next step, they're going to be really shooting themselves in the foot. But for now, that appears to be the situation so far with Dragon Quest III Remake. I'm sure this won't be the end of it. I have a feeling this is going to be dragging out further, and we'll see how they respond to criticism of this decision and coverage of this entire situation. But for now, it's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next
time. The world come to a standstill when it is setting liquid to outer Satan. So it resets a liquid, or is the same? I don't really know. But yeah, it just weird. Like, I don't understand why the people doing it. Like, why does they need to add diversity in video game when it already diverse? Countless character, countless people of color already exist in video game. And now they're just adding stuff because, oh yeah, because they think video game not diverse enough. I feel like those people are way more racist than like actual racist. And why do I need to? I will make my own marble biome there. Finding another marble biome is just annoying. But yeah, long story short. Yep, that they become mega racist. I heard some of the people saying word that I think that I heard from the clan member. Like, holy shit, like they say some stuff and I thought I was just talking to a clan member, but no, they just try to be thinking they're not racist for saying so. Yeah. I remember I read somewhere some of the people saying they sound like they try to bring back the separation. Like they legit want to separate between black and white. Like that insanely racist thing to say. Like what the fuck? Like like no way you actually saying it without thinking, bringing like the back of separations. But yeah, the more they say, like the more I think they say racist are. Like the one thing I believe the counter racism is they never talk about it. You treat a person based on his character rather than his skin color. You look at someone and just treat them based on their character. That is, no more, no less. But yeah, like it's insanely stupid. Wait. Nah. Wait, Bethesda is dead? Yeah.
Oh, I'm not here to make an apology video, ladies and gentlemen. I think Todd Howard needs to make an apology video. No, I'm sighing because I'm looking at the release date of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, March 20th, 2006. Now, I want to just preface this and say you could literally start a legal relationship with this game, and it would be completely 100% legal. Elder Scrolls Oblivion is literally old enough to provide consent. Okay, some of you people watching this video aren't even that old, alright? You probably are past the release date of this game, okay? You were born after. And if that is the case, then God do I feel old. Now, why am I showing you Oblivion's release date so hard? Well, I think this is genuinely the point where Bethesda truly died and made, stopped making good games. So obviously Fallout 3 is a game that I put hours into, but I'm not going to say is it as impressive as Oblivion? No. Skyrim was one of those games where if you ever played Elder Scrolls from the beginning, and I played the older games, Arena, Daggerfall, I'll throw Morrowind because of the, combat systems, but if you ever played old school Daggerfall, if you ever played old school Morrowind or Oblivion, I think it's personally safe to say Skyrim doesn't really hold up a candle to it. It's a lot more casualized, and I feel like it's a game made
guy from the clan member.
the Call of Duty
As
audience
the clan member sound way more relaxing
around
around him than like
I played
anyone.
that dragon game. I took an arrow to the knee. Well, the reason why we're talking about Bethesda today is, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't caught on to it, they actually released a new big expansion pack, the only expansion pack for this game known as Starfield. Now, about a year ago, me and collectively everyone on the internet who actually played video games, took off their pants, squatted all over this game, and laid a big giant turd sandwich on it. And you want to know why that is because the game genuinely did suck. Now, before there's some people who are out there like, but I really like Starfield, okay? Alright, look, I like getting my nuts kicked in every once in a while. Doesn't necessarily make it a generally enjoyable experience for
Okay, here's a hot take. I like Skyrim. Okay? Skyrim is not bad when it first released. It had up and down, but compared to like a lot of games, Skyrim is not a bad game. If I have to rating Skyrim, I would rate it around 8. So yeah, not a perfect game, but it's insanely good because you can just do random stuff around the game, and also with a lot of mod support too. Skyrim is not a bad game. Same with Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is not a bad game. Well, gameplay otherwise. Fallout 4 gameplay is not bad. The main problem is when it came to story, Fallout 4 story is trash. It's dog shit. So yeah. So if you play Fallout 4, you should ignore the story. You should only focus on the gameplay. Oh yeah, that basically my take with Skyrim and Fallout. Fallout New Vegas, cool, good story. Main problem is gameplay just mundane. So yeah. If you play Fallout 4, you should only focus on gameplay. If you play Fallout New Vegas, you're gonna focus on a story more. So yeah, that is. Get a hot take for me.
for the average person, okay? We all have something we like that is genuinely shit. That being said, let me talk a little bit about space games. I love space games, okay? I wish I was born 500 years later so I could fucking explore the stars. I'm not. I'm born in 1994, okay? I live in the year 2024. We are a long way away from getting into a goddamn ship and flying our asses to Neptune, okay? It's not happening in my lifetime, and I get it, all right? It freaks me out, but whatever. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? That's why I like space games. I love playing me some Elite Dangerous. I love playing me some No Man's Sky. And you know what? Even though it's abusive, I love playing Star Citizen. So of course a guy like me would be riled up, ready to take it in the ass by Todd Howard just to play another game in space. So anyways, I get myself a copy of Starfield. Let me tell you something right now. Starfield is just one of those games where it has the procedural generation hopes and dreams of No Man's Sky, but it produces quite possibly the most boring reasons to explore any part of the universe, okay? There's literally no reason to explore planets that are quite literally a centimeter of water deep. All right,
I prefer
I'm not even going to use the analogy.
I prefer colony simulator
wide as an
more,
ocean, deep as a puddle. No, this shit has less water volume, less depth than the puddle. Okay, that's how boring exploration is in Starfield. In reality, it's like Bethesda made like 6 different maps or cities and just cut them up into pieces and distributed them along the galaxy. That's pretty much the only thing I can put into. Now, Starfield, the worst game ever made? No, clearly not, obviously, okay? All right, obviously not even being the case whatsoever. Spider Solitaire exists, but ladies and gentlemen, Starfield is just one of those games where it was quite possibly so boring that even modders who were making like cooperative mods for older games decided to stop making their mods because they were like, bro, this game is actual dog cheeks, and it is. So a year passes.
Imagine the game so bad.
Plenty of games
the
that
model
with like the
besides the game had no hope.
May I remind you about Cyberpunk 2077? That game released and it ran worse than, well, really anything. Okay, it literally couldn't run well on the Xbox One. Really couldn't run well on the PlayStation 4. And it required the Series X and the Pro console for the PlayStation 4 to actually, you know, kind of touch that 30 frames per second dream. And if you were playing on PC, yeah, you could get higher frame rates, but no matter who you were, the game was buggy as hell. There was a lot of content that was promised, but wasn't actually released, wasn't a part of the game. I'm looking at you, car customization. I'm looking at you, police chases. There's a lot of stuff in Cyberpunk 2077's release that destroyed the reputation of the actual company making it, which until then was pristine, and the game was hyped to no end. So, about a year after Cyberpunk 2077 came out, they released the Phantom Liberty expansion and patch 2.0, which literally fixed almost everything wrong with the game. I mean, it's to a point where instead of complaining about Cyberpunk 2077, if you have Cyberpunk 2077, even patch 2.0 without the Phantom Liberty expansion, they have added so much to the game and fixed so many problems and overhauled the game that you genuinely can have a good time playing Cyberpunk 2077. If it was released right now, I genuinely think it could win Game of the Year, okay? But that's how a company should take it. If you release it out, you know, you should own it and you should release your full product. I'm not going to give CD Projekt Red like big praise for that. They should have done it in the first place. But instead of letting your game die and fester, they have basically fixed it up and made it a massive IP again. And people are genuinely excited for the next sequel in that game. Me included, okay? Obviously with reservations. That means no pre-orders and no overhyping bullshit for yourself. So Starfield, in stark contrast, decided instead of overhauling the game, usually in a year release of a Bethesda game, whether you look at Fallout or Elder Scrolls the last time they released that, at least in Fallout's case, they would have like, I think it was 4, they had like at least a couple expansion packs or story packs. In Starfield's case, this was the only expansion that was coming out, Shattered Space. So for $40 fucking dollars, okay, $40.
Wait, $40
we ended
for
up
DLC?
basically getting a couple story missions, okay? You're talking about a game that you could finish in like 4 to 5 hours if you decided to beat it all the way through. I mean, you're talking about one planet only, meaning that the core actual thing about Starfield where, hey, you should go to multiple different planets and explore the world. That all gets relegated to one handcrafted planet, which granted feels a lot more depthful than like all, that's not even a word, bro. I'm like, Bethesda's cooking me. It's a game that is a planet that has a lot more depth then at least all the other thousands of planets that exist in the goddamn galaxy, absolutely, at least the only positive perk in my opinion, which again, it's like, it proves that you really didn't need to have all those planets. They could have designed this game with just one galaxy that you would fly back and forth between, and just have actual handcrafted planets versus the dog shit exploration we ended up getting with the final.
Yeah, definitely way better.
You end up getting like, I think somewhere around like a couple new weapons, literally a couple new pieces of like, armor. And as far as when it comes to gameplay features, which is something you kind of expect from expansion packs, I want to be honest with you, Chief, no new goddamn gameplay features. So yes, this makes an expansion pack, which is priced at the same price as Cyberpunk's Phantom Liberty, suddenly enticable by Bethesda. And they were hyping this up, like, bro, get ready to come back to Starfield. We're about to have a banging time. Now, if you look at the reviews for this Dog Water, you can see that it's got a 58 on Metacritic, and I think that's just a little bit too high. You can see that there's literal...
I don't even know they released a new DLC for Starfield. That's how bad it is.
Cocksuckers like Xbox Era going, Starfield's first expansion is an excellent dive. Why am I doing the Peter Griffin? Into one of the game's key pieces of lore. There are answers to be had and mysteries to be born anew. And it's all wrapped up in one of the best looks I've seen in a video game to date. This man has not played many video games. Goddamn. Give this man a copy of Cyberpunk 2077. Fuck, even on the Nintendo Switch, and it would look better than this. This is a solid 10-hour adventure. You don't.
I don't even buy video game anymore. Like the last game I think I buy is RimWorld. That is. Like I don't even, like, why are you wasting money for buying dog shit game? Like the modern day game is so bad. Like it's not even worth it to buy a game. Like every time you spend money buying modern day game, now you basically losing more than you gain.
Don't want to miss. Now, I would say that adventure is more closer to 40 hours because, genuinely speaking, playing this expansion put me to sleep quicker than the fucking forklift sections in Shenmue. And I'm not joking there. God damn, this was boring. So, if you're trusting Xbox Era's review, the reason why I singled them out is this is the same publication that decided to give games like Redfall an 85 on Metacritic, okay? Meaning that when it comes to critics, double check them like you check your news sources, okay? There's always a good chance that an Xbox platform... It's like Sony, like PlayStation review, like a PlayStation review house, you know, not giving a bad review to the worst PlayStation games that come out. So obviously the more accurate thing is something like 50, a 40 in some cases, which again I still think is a bit too high for an expansion pack like this in the first place. The only actual benefit I can give this is that it works underneath Linux pretty well, and that's the only praise that I'm providing. Okay, the fact that it runs under Linux well enough. If that's the only praise I'm giving, then clearly you understand that the expansion pack is quite possibly one of the biggest letdowns out there, which makes Starfield quite possibly one of my biggest letdown purchases of last year's gaming, okay?
What happened to Bethesda? They used to be so good.
For that amount of money, you might as well just buy
even
like
they lying about how good the game is. The game's still enjoyable.
I'm sure you can get it for the same price as what they're showing here and have a far better time. Now, personally, do I have any expectations for Bethesda? Did this actually... Was I even hyped for this? No. Given a Starfield launch and the amount of actual updates they've done to the game, which is, from my understanding, added a land vehicle, which... Great. You did something that No Man's Sky did like a year ago. Most exploration games do, by the way. The fact that they added in cleaner map screens, if that's what we're getting excited by, oh boy, do we have really low fucking expectations. If you're going to spend money on this, you might as well buy something like No Man's Sky if you really want to explore planets and actually play multiplayer and have a good goddamn time. The fact that Bethesda thinks they can charge even a $40 price tag, which I'm pretty sure No Man's Sky alone costs less than this experience, by a, you know...
Dude, No Man's Sky costs like $30. Not only that, No Man's Sky also gives you like free update and free DLC too. It's basically like so many free stuff for the price of $30. It's so good money. And now you look at it, nothing. Like, what the fuck?
By a margin, you might as well spend your money there, okay? And if you're, you know, the thing that I've learned about this is obviously if this is how much care and effort Bethesda is putting into their new Starfield IP, I genuinely don't think I have any hope left for something like Elder Scrolls 6 down the road.
Look, I give
Given the
out
fact
Elder
that I wasn't already a big
Scrolls
fan of
long ago.
Skyrim because of how over-casualized some of the mechanics were in comparison to previous Elder Scrolls games, I don't even fucking believe that Bethesda is going to put a lying fucking care into Elder Scrolls 6 as soon as that ends up coming out. If that ever ends up coming out. If that ever gets showcased. But ladies and gentlemen, yeah, Starfield is, without a doubt, one of the biggest disappointments I have ever seen in video gaming, and I actually kind of had a little bit of hope for this. I was thinking maybe they were going to overhaul this, maybe. There was a part, like a childish aspect of me that was like, but Muda, maybe it'll be like Phantom Liberty. Maybe you might like put hundreds of hours into this game. You might actually play this space game that you were excited for. No, I should have killed that part, that childish aspect of me, and just grown the fuck up and realized this is Bethesda of now. They're not Bethesda of old. They're not Bethesda in the Morrowind days, that's for sure. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it.
Here's the thing. I had no hope for Bethesda. Well, no, actually, like, I still had hope for Bethesda when they first released Fallout 4. When I finished Fallout 4 game, I realized, okay, the story gonna be trash, but I hope the gameplay for Elder Scrolls 6 gonna be decent, right? And when they released Starfield, I had no hope for Elder Scrolls. Like, I legit had zero hope for like everything Bethesda released now. Even at least the Fallout 76. Even Fallout 76 had a lot of bugs, like a buggy mess, but the gameplay still remained the same, and I still had hope for Bethesda game. But now, nothing, like zero. Like, I had no hope for Elder Scrolls if they ever release. Elder Scrolls as a series, although there's so many wild story and lore, but now it's just insanely sad of how the game now. How the game is giant also, yeah. Like literally, just you know Morrowind. Is it Morrowind? Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Morrowind is the reason why Bethesda became so big. And then they Oblivion and all the stuff, but now nothing. It's dead. Bethesda is just basically dead now. Like, at least when it's first released, you shouldn't buy the game instantly. Right now, I'm just gonna, if any game recently released, I'm just gonna let people buy it, people testing it, see it, and wait until at least 3 months to test it out myself. Because even here, the Helldiver first release is amazing good. Few months later, and the dev start nerfing everything and make the game unfun again, and it's just wasting money, and the entire story with the PSN. I legit have no hope for video game, for a modern day game. I'm so glad I got so many of the backlog game. I don't even play modern game anymore. Like, I think I stopped touching anything modern game related. The only game I kind of play that recently released, but it's more like a DLC than a game. It's the RimWorld Anomaly DLC, and I only play it because the RimWorld is so good, to be honest. And that is. Dude, I didn't wait for so long, man. The Hollow Knight not even considered like a modern day game. Hollow Knight is like 2016 game or something. So yeah. So right now I believe that the gaming industry is straight up dying because like they doesn't release insanely good game anymore. They just releasing slop after slop after slop, so yeah. And that's kind of annoying me because there's so many good games back then, and now no one want to make good game anymore. I mean, there's still gonna be a good game. Like, I don't deny there's gonna be like bad game, but it's like so hard to find good games. The only way you can find a good game now is the indie game, indie developer, indie game. So yeah, and even then, it's kind of it's not 100% of foolproof. All indie game are not bad, but it's. I just hope like the indie game industry doesn't go all out similar to AAA game. The thing I'm surprised about is the Ubisoft entire stuff. Not just how Ubisoft in the recent game released before, but how the hell did they become so bad? Ubisoft used to release Assassin Black Flag, right? And in Black Flag, it's considered like one of the best Assassin's Creed out there. And later on, they released Skull and Bone. Same company, and they somehow released two different games. Like, but yeah, indie game is now just where you need where you are. I think indie game is really hard to fall because indie game doesn't have like any big company backing it, and not becoming like big game dev backing it. Because I read it somewhere that a certain video game that require like 100 writer or something. I don't recall what game, but it's definitely like a modern day game. They say they require 100 writer. Okay, like why do you need 100 writer on the team? In a writing team, you write a story. Why don't you need 100 people to write the story? And that is so fucking wild. I still think a group of guys creating a video game still superior than a really big company creating a massive game. Just make like a group of people, like 20 people working on the game, and oh, definitely they do some nasty shit to the woman. Like, it basically just look at Blizzard. Blizzard has its entire thing saying, "Oh yeah, we inclusive, we inclusive, we freedom of speech, we free to do this and that," and they turn out to be like the worst shit ever. That like not surprisable. They're using worst shit ever, but they also just pretend to be really good. You know? But here, I think, do you want to know why the Bobby Kotick doesn't get fired when the entire Blizzard scandal came out? Because he bring in the money. Because he bring in the money for the shareholder, so that's why he's still staying there. If he doesn't bring in money for the shareholder and he getting that big of a fucked up at the Blizzard scandal, he will be out of the door long ago. But he able to bring money to the company, so that's why he allowed to stay. Like no one had been a big fuck. Like no company has that big of a fuck up like the Blizzard. Like the Blizzard scandal. Like that fucked up so bad. There's so many leaks, right? There's even a leak of Bobby Kotick holding people to like kill all the people, and the fact he's still staying as a CEO for so long, it should make you think, how did he stay so long? Well, because he brings money to the company. He brings so good at money, they decide to look over. They don't even like. They legit had a play called the Copy Suite. They like a few years, I think a year after the copy lawsuit, the copy lawsuit and all that stuff, and he's still able to be a CEO. It's so fucking wild to me, like he able to get out so many stuff. But yeah, it basically like just if you got money, you can do a lot of stuff. But well, it's getting late. I'm gonna head off. I'll push him tomorrow. So see ya. Oh, the Boeing thing, it's just flavor of the week. People don't talk that much anymore. Because it just... But yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm heading out. See ya tomorrow and good night. Bye bye.